The atmosphere is electric here at Paul Ricard. Charles Leclerc has put it on pole position for the 16th time in his career. Alongside him on the front row is Max Verstappen. The two title protagonists 1-2 on the grid as well. Behind them, Sergio Perez and Lewis Hamilton. There's a lot to play for here at the French Grand Prix. We move away from the Red Bull Ring in Austria to Le Castellet in France. Back for the French Grand Prix. We're at the halfway stage of the 2022 season. 11 races down, 11 races to go. The French Grand Prix and the Hungarian Grand Prix will lead us to the summer break before going on a triple header with Belgium, Netherlands and an Italian Grand Prix. Then that's the end of the European season. The flyaways begin. Singapore and Japan back to back. 2-week break before United States and Mexico. 2 more weeks and then we go to Sao Paulo. The season rounds out in Abu Dhabi. In the Drivers' Championship, Max Verstappen leads by 38 points to Charles Leclerc as well after Leclerc's victory last time out. Sergio Perez dropped down to 3rd position. Carlos Sainz having no scoring finish in Austria with his car catching fire, still in 4th. He's just ahead of George Russell in 5th. Lewis Hamilton has broken the 100 points barrier as well. He's now ahead comfortably of Lando Norris. He's battling with Esteban Ocon, with Valtteri Bottas and Fernando Alonso rounding out the top 10. On the second page, Kevin Magnussen is on 22 points. He's just ahead of Danny Ricciardo, who's a point ahead of Pierre Gasly. Sebastian Vettel, 14th ahead of Mick Schumacher in 15th position. 15 points to Vettel, 12 for Schumacher. Double points finishes for Mick in the last 2 races. Yuki Tsunoda is on 11 points as well, ahead of Zhou Guan Yu and Alexander Albon. Lance Stroll rounds out the points. Nicholas Latifi, the only permanent driver on the field with no points this season. Nico Hülkenberg, who only did 2 races, is also on 0. In the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull lead the way by 56 points to Ferrari. Mercedes are 122 points back of Red Bull as well and are comfortably ahead of McLaren. McLaren are on the exact same points as Alpine in their championship battle for 4th. Alfa Romeo is now comfortably ahead of Haas, who are in a battle with AlphaTauri. Aston Martin have 18 points and are second to last. Williams have 3 points on the board thanks to Alexander Albon. It's the 2022 French Grand Prix at Paul Ricard in Le Castellet, France. Hello everybody, welcome to the French Grand Prix. We've got an hour until lights go out here as well. So let's take a quick look back at what happened in qualifying, and the other side will be ready for when the green light goes on at the end of the pit lane. One minute to go then in this part of qualifying. Number 1, Zhou out on the lap time. He's 16th at the moment. As Josh said a while ago, it is still Stroll who's the driver at risk, and there is so much more pressure starting to come across.
Gasly.
Yeah, Gasly too. Keep an eye on him. They're all flying over.
Albon.
Oh, Albon spun it. Albon spun it down to the chicane, and that's on the Bistro Straight. So I don't think the yellow flag's out, and it's going to affect Gasly, but Russell gets away with it. Now he's got going again, so yellow gets brought in, but that's good. That's affected Hamilton, it's affected Gasly, and now Albon comes through, so that might be a bit of a worry for the two Mercedes. They might not even get out of this part of qualifying, Megs.
I'm just hoping for at least Schumacher to get out of this part of qualifying.
Latifi won't. He's qualified 18th as well. He's down in the order. Checker flag is out now. Zhou will be the first to meet the line. And does he get out of qualifying? No. Zhou goes 16th. He's our first official elimination. Latifi should be the second as well. Russell is okay in the middle sector. Who's next to cross the line? It would be George Russell as he approaches the last 2 corners now. Into turn 15. Second gear. 70 kilometres an hour. Accelerate down towards the line. Is George Russell comfortably through qualifying or not? Don't think he's going to improve. He doesn't. 1.3 seconds down due to the incident with Albon as well. Sonoda, he's next across. Well, actually, Ocon takes the line. So does Ricciardo. Sonoda's now going to cross the line. Ocon's gone 10th. Ricciardo's gone 12th. Sonoda should stay 11th and does so. No one's improving out there because of Albon spinning the yellow flag. So next up, Stroll. He is in the danger zone. He's 15th at the moment. Does he stay into qualifying? Cross the line. Stroll 2. Doesn't improve. So looking on Schumacher.
What about Mick?
Here he is. Oh, was there any doubt? Mick Schumacher goes to 10th, 133.114. Vettel, can he get out of qualifying or is he going to be out? Oh, Vettel does get out of qualifying. That kicks out Gasly and Stroll.
Oh, poor guy.
Magnussen goes 6th, 132.756. That kicks out Albon as well, but Albon will start this race from 13th on the grid due to Sainz and Magnussen having penalties, and this is Albon's accident, Megs.
It looks like he just catches the curbs there and just
loses it, yeah.
Yeah.
So everyone's
curb. Bit of oversteer.
Keeps it going again.
Look at those wheels.
And he blocked the track as well. So in my opinion, Albon should lose his fastest lap time, but that's not how it goes. Wasn't a red flag. So Gasly, Stroll, Zhou, Schumacher and Latifi are out. Schumacher has had his lap time deleted by the stewards. So Schumacher is out of qualifying.
What did Mick do?
He'll start 18th. He was track limits down at Stroll Radio.
I got screwed in traffic in the last sector.
Track limits turn 3 on lap 9. Ricciardo's has his lap time deleted, but he goes through. So Albon does go through to the next part of qualifying.
At least we know Mick could have done it.
But Albon, his fastest time, by my opinion, should be removed because he stopped everybody improving because he had a spin. So that's not good. But Schumacher is out of qualifying after putting in P10. His lap time's been deleted. So it's Gasly, Stroll, Zhou, Schumacher and Latifi all out of qualifying 1. 1 minute to go then in this session. Vettel and Ocon have been highlighted as 2 on faster lap times as well. Russell's in 12th position.
Everything you've got, please.
Albon being told everything you've got. Vettel's doing the same thing as well. It's game on here at Le Castellet.
Faster than Ocon in second sector.
This is looking good.
Ocon's giving it everything he's got. I hate it when teams tell their drivers give it everything you got when they're trying their best.
Yeah, but take a look, though, because as Josh keeps pointing out, Albon is giving it his all, and he is constantly faster. Albon, I think, will cross the line first as well. Where is he? Right, Albon goes 10th, 133.307. Here comes Esteban Ocon across the line. He's 14th at the moment, goes to 6th. Albon down to 11th. Albon doesn't make it through to qualifying as things currently stand. Vettel next across the line. He's 13th at the moment, goes 11th. Doesn't get through to qualifying. Wow. Checker flags out. Bottas goes into 7th position. Magnussen might just be in Q3, despite the fact that he doesn't need to be. Sonoda goes 6th. That's our surprise there. Alonso, Hamilton, he's in the drop zone at the moment. Alonso goes 5th. But where's Lewis Hamilton? Where's Russell? Hamilton's 12th, Russell's 15th. Both Mercedes might be out. Leclerc goes 2nd. Here comes George Russell to the line. Across it now. 15th goes 6th. Whoa, wait behind. Magnussen is in the drop zone. So is Hamilton. So if Magnussen goes through, then Hamilton can knock him out. Ricciardo goes 9th. He's solidified his position. Bottas was 0.004 of a second off the pace of a zone here as well. Magnussen's 12th at the moment, starting from the back of the grid, comes across the line, goes into P7, of course he does. Lewis Hamilton, though, is the big worry. Can he get through to qualifying number 3? Yes, he does on his 300th Grand Prix start. 132.274 for him on the board. Right, looking at Ocon. No. Bottas, no. Vettel, no. Albon, no. Ricciardo checking the flag. There we go. Session over. They've all done it. So it's Sainz, Leclerc, Verstappen, Perez, Hamilton, Alonso, Russell, Magnussen, Norris and Tsunoda, the 10 cars going through. But Ricciardo will start 9th. Ocon will start 10th on the grid. As well, 11th for Bottas, 12th for Vettel, 13th for Albon. The reason I'm saying this is because Sainz and Magnussen have gone through to qualifying 3, but they have back of the grid starting penalties. It's green light and away we go at the end of the pit lane, and the final part of qualifying is underway. And let's slow down straight away to Ted Kravitz. Ted.
A traffic jam in Paul Ricard. Who would have thought?
No, seriously not.
Well, there's only one road in and one road out, so it does happen around here.
For the record, the traffic was pretty appalling today.
It does happen around here, historically and to this day. But it's Ferrari Red Bull. So Sainz is out first on used tyres. Then there's Max, and then there's Leclerc, and then there's Perez. So, if they are going to draft around, and they're going to need to reshuffle the order, which it looks like they're doing now. Used tyres also for the Mercedes duo. Good effort from Russell and Hamilton to get into this Q3 session.
They've sorted it.
They have sorted it, but that's because Sainz has backed up and let Perez go through in front. Now Perez is holding him back. Driver track looks absolutely ridiculous out there as well. Because who's out on the softs? They're all out on soft tyres, but are they new or not? For that, I'll go down to pit reporter Josh Plays. Afternoon. Oh, 2 seconds, Josh.
So Sainz is out there as well. He might give Leclerc a tow, so be careful with that one.
Why? Why would you do that?
Well, Alonso, yeah, look, they're all going to now back up and give each other a tow. So look at that. Sainz pulls the inside line, try and get ahead, and Alonso goes through. Alonso going to stay off the back of Perez. Well, it's Monza 2019. Josh, who's out there on what tyres?
I am just trying to find out. So, here we are, tyres. Oh, I've just gone past it.
No worries, it's always confusing getting hold of those things. Look at this.
Here we are. Tyres, everyone is on softs. I'm just trying to find out which is used or which is not used.
Fantastic. Should we hear from Alonso? Let's see what he had to say over the radio.
This isn't fair.
This is how slow can you go?
Sainz is out there as well. He might give Leclerc a tow, so be careful with that one.
I've heard this.
And Megan, this is literally, with 10 minutes to go of the session, Ferrari being so slow out there that everyone's deciding, right, you're cooling your tyres down too much, we're going to go past you. How are they going to get a heat sink through them?
The reason why they're being so slow is because everyone else is making sure they don't get a time in.
Yeah.
Everyone else is slowing down as soon as they go in front.
They are.
I saw it with
13
Perez,
seconds.
Alonso.
That's why Hamilton and
Tsunoda?
Russell have gone out so late as well, because Norris is now behind as well.
Yeah.
But they're trying to get back through. So this is all sort of insanity as Josh just tries. Josh will get hold of what tyres on. And
Okay.
Oh, go on, Josh.
So, everyone is on brand new softs except Sainz, Alonso, Tsunoda, Hamilton, Russell, and Norris.
So they're out unused for this first run. Sainz gets a lap time on the board, though. He's giving a tow to Charles Leclerc, although is he? Because Leclerc is at turn 1 and Sainz has gone into the distance. I don't think Ferrari know how to do the strategy here once again.
No.
Because how's that giving a tow? Because Sainz just gone.
One, you don't let everyone else back in front of you.
What is Sainz up to? Where's Leclerc? Where is Leclerc? Leclerc is miles back.
Anyone behind?
There you go, Norris, 6 seconds, he's going slowly.
Look at the... Oh, look, there we go. Look, Sainz has realised, look, he's lifting off. He's
like,
lifting.
oh, you're not behind me.
Yeah. So that is not helping Leclerc at all to give him a slipstream. Sainz just bolted. Leclerc didn't go. What's Leclerc's first sector time? 22.670. And I think he's faster.
better.
Yeah, he's faster. Sainz has now really slowed down the exit of the chicane.
Yeah, they're back together now.
They're back together now, but that's going to have to be another run that they're going to have to try and get that right, because Leclerc just wasn't with Sainz at all. So that was a bad mistake there. First sector times are coming on, though. And yeah, here we go.
Horrible
first lap times.
second sector for Leclerc.
Yeah, he's down. Verstappen's gone quicker. 28.1 for Leclerc. Verstappen was a 27.8. So Perez, 131.640, goes to provisional pole position. Next to cross the line is Alonso, followed by Tsunoda. Alonso goes second. Tsunoda goes into third position. Here comes Leclerc and Sainz. So Sainz coming to the pit lane. Yeah, Sainz boxes, lets Leclerc go. Leclerc does a 131.209. Verstappen, Megan, is just behind him. Coming into the last corner now. Is Verstappen going to go any quicker? Not too sure on that. Yeah, no, he doesn't. Verstappen stays second. 131.217. Here comes Hamilton, though, to the line. Is Hamilton going to disrupt anything at the front? No, fourth. 132.440. Russell just behind as well. Can Russell get anything through? Don't think so. No, fourth ahead of Hamilton. He outqualifies Lewis. And that's the first time Lewis has been outqualified at this circuit by a teammate. Norris goes sixth, 1:32.669 as well.
What is going on in Sainz's head? Oh.
Yeah.
Him and Magnussen aren't allowed to.
Yeah, Sainz and Magnussen 9th and 10th, so that's why Sainz and Magnussen have sort of gone out there, come straight back into the pit lane. No reason for them to set lap times out there. Leclerc's going to come into the pits, and that gives Sainz and Ferrari more time to refuel and get ready for the next run. Yet Lewis Hamilton here, he's qualified on the front row in all 3 Grand Prix at Paul Ricard since 2018. I'll return to this circuit, but he is yet to be out-qualified by his teammate here. Right now, Russell's 4th, Hamilton's 5th. First time he'll be out-qualified at Paul Ricard by his teammate. That is coming up at the moment. And Josh is back, and I think he's got some news because he's standing by with some action. Josh.
Nah, it's just my... I've printed the stuff out for IndyCar.
Oh, nice, nice. I know, we need to get that ready as well. That's going to be my job after F2. This is Leclerc. Did he get hampered by Sainz, and that's why he's such a poor middle sector? He starts with the Sainz scene corner. Sainz pulls over, and then Leclerc leisurely loses the time. That doesn't work.
What the hell is wrong with Ferrari today?
They can't get their strategy right.
Leclerc, I think, did get towed a little bit ago.
Oh, really?
By Sainz.
A little bit, not a lot.
3 more clicks. Understood.
Yeah, Ferrari are clever here. They can put Leclerc in a good position, and now Verstappen and Perez are still going to have to run with each other, and is Perez going to have to give the toe to Max Verstappen?
Which he won't like.
Yeah, Checo's going to be really angry if that happens again, because Checo's in this title, and he thinks he can win it, so...
Which he has a possibility of.
He does, yeah. Quick change over at Leclerc's side of the garage, as Sainz is ready to go nearly. New tyres going on, more fuel added into the back of the tank, you can see from that mechanic there as well. They're all ready to go. That's the Red Bull of Sergio Perez, 4/10 off the pace. But look at the gap between Leclerc and Verstappen, 8 thousandths of a second. 8 thousandths.
That's close.
That is insane. On average, pole position at this circuit is taken by around about 4/10 of a second. To be precise, 0.462 of a second.
It was 4/10 to Leclerc in a straight line. He did have a good toe.
The smallest ever pole margin at this track, though, came back in 1989. Alain Prost took pole position by 0.025 of a second as well. And Prost in 1983 took the longest ever gap as well. He took it by 2.3 seconds. So Prost went really well here. Ted.
But anyway, I don't think Kevin Magnussen. Used tyres for Sainz. Yes, I think we knew that. New for Leclerc and new for all the others.
Oh,
as well.
Sainz is heading out again.
Magnussen will go out to try and get the jump on Sainz is where they are 19th and 20th.
Questions.
Because Haas don't want to annoy Ferrari because they're their parent sort of suppliers with the engines, aren't they?
I hadn't got my cynical hat on.
Well, I have it in my pocket at all times. What a great lap from Lando Norris, actually, with this improved McLaren. It was a bit touch and go, wasn't it, to actually get into this Q3 session, but once he's got in there, Lando, very, very solid times, just a couple of tenths behind Hamilton at the moment, but clear of Alonso. And just to be sure, this is what McLaren want out of their weekend, to be ahead of Alonso in the Alpine at all times.
I'm very curious to why one of the mechanics, I don't know which team it was because I've forgotten by now, so they had no regard for their own safety and nearly backed into one of the cars while it was moving.
Probably Haas. With Magnussen's gone out. Yeah. Well, who's laid down in the pit lane who's in this session? Must be Alpine. Because they're the last in the garage.
I think it was.
Yeah. So that'd be for Alonso.
It was the last car out.
That'd be Alonso then.
Well, his mechanic has no regard for his own safety.
This is getting very tense now as well. Look at this. They are all playing How Slow Can You Go? I'm looking forward to Monza this year because there's no sprint race, is there? So Monza's just going to be another situation where we could have everyone crawling around for pole positions.
I can't take another.
I know. And that's going to be fun. I missed 2 qualifyings this year. Last year I only missed 1, but I missed the second one next weekend in Hungary because you're taking that because I'm doing Formula E. Formula E need to move their times.
They do.
Yeah, and well, actually the other one was because of Le Mans, wasn't it? Forgot about that. It was the start of Le Mans with Azerbaijan. Formula E just need to stop because I did miss something and I can't remember what F2 sprint race because of Formula E. Yeah. Which is what I'm missing next weekend as well. What is it? No, I had to get to see the F2.
I had to take over the F2.
Yeah, yeah. Next weekend you'll be doing the qualifying of F1.
Yeah.
And I'll be doing the Formula E.
At least I know the names this time.
Yes. It's different, isn't it?
I didn't know these names.
I'm more confident with you being on Formula 1 than Formula 2.
Yeah.
Although it does mean I get to do the Formula 2 sprint race straight after the F1 quali. So all works out in the end. And don't ask about Sunday with the touring cars. Me and Josh are going to be flat out next week. Anyway, time to get the lap times underway. Verstappen, Tsunoda, Alonso, Sainz, Leclerc again. Look at the gap that they've put between them. It's not that much, is it? Look at that. Leclerc just now going down the line. Sainz is already through turn 1 and 2. That's not giving a toe.
Sainz, do you know what a toe is? No, don't look down at your feet.
This isn't looking good, is it? Down through. Yeah, Sainz is way too far. Look at that. He's now crawling. Sainz is now crawling through turn 3 and 4. First sector for Leclerc's coming up shortly.
Oh no, it's quickened again.
What's the gap? Is Leclerc faster than his own time through that first sector? Yes, he is. A 22.660. So he's precisely a 100th quicker. Thanks, Josh. As it comes through. Now we get the toe down the back straight away, down the Bistro Straight.
If you can see him.
Sainz is way too far back. It's not working, is it?
He's round the next corner.
Let's see. There is Verstappen's down, making in that first sector, 22.794. So
but it's the only way Leclerc's going to get anything.
Oh, wow. Sainz has really slowed down.
Oh, there we are.
Yeah, Sainz mega slowed down to give the toe to Leclerc. Leclerc is 2/10 up on his own best time as well. So he really did slow him down. Move out the way, coming through the sign corner as well. Sainz really did see the sign, didn't he, as well? And opened up the door for Charles Leclerc to go through. Fastest of all first sector, Percival second sector. Verstappen's having a mega drama out there. Checker flag is out. Perez has gone third. He's taken the line as well. Tsunoda goes into 7th position as well. And Alonso goes 6th. 132.552. Magnussen stays 10th. Sainz stays 9th. Is Leclerc going to get pole position number 16 of his Formula 1 career? Cross the line? Of course he does. 138.72. He is 3.5 tenths faster than Verstappen, who's had an absolute mare on this lap as well. Is Verstappen going to even be quicker enough for this? No, he's 3 tenths down. 131.176. Lewis Hamilton next across the line in 5th position as well. Can he get up to the 4th? Yes, he does. 2nd row of the grid. And he's not going to be out-qualified by Russell. Or is he going to be out-qualified by Russell?
No.
Where is George Russell? Here is George Russell. No, 1.2 off the lap. Hamilton keeps his being out-qualified by
Here comes Norris, and he breaks up the 2 Mercedes.
Lando Norris goes 5th on the grid and front of the 3rd row as well. Splits the 2 Mercedes. That is a mega lap. But it is Charles Leclerc who takes pole position for the French Grand Prix. Ferrari well and truly are back in business. But Sainz down in 9th. There's a fight tomorrow. Let's take a look at the circuit Paul Ricard in the Castellet in France, a 3.630 mile circuit, 15 turns in total and 2 DRS zones. It's a high-tech test track as well, and it's the home of the French Grand Prix. Riding on board then with the 2022 McLaren. Head down towards turn number 1 at the Vierge corner. Brake all the way down into 4th gear. Hug the inside line, get back on the power as it coasts around turn 2 and 3. Technically, the next chicane coming up is turn number 4, but it's a very tricky part of the braking zone. Hard down the brakes, down to about 3rd gear as well as it tightens up for a double right-hander, which leads you on to the Bistro Straight as well. Keep open up now with the DRS and head on back down towards the chicane area. Now, the Bistro Straight is the longest straight in Formula 1, separated by 2 chicanes. The chicane was supposed to be moved out, but it hasn't. Back down, 3rd gear. Use this as a good opportunity to overtake in the race. But already think, oh, we've lost so much power. Oh no, because by the time you hit the Sainz corner at turn number 11, you're already back up into full 8th gear flat out. double right again, brake mid-corner, swing it back in, don't miss the apex, it's a late one you can catch down at turn 12 and 13. Back off now into 4th gear, tight left-hander as well. In 4th gear part of the track, back on accelerator, 7th gear, 8th gear already as you approach turn 14, drop down into 4th, flick the car to the tight left, last corner, slowest corner of the track, turn 15, 2nd gear, hard on the inside for the right, power all the way down towards the line, and that is a complete lap of Le Castellet at Paul Ricard. Hello everybody, welcome to those listening on YouTube and now USRN as we rejoined live with both of you as well. We are about to get underway for the formation laps to the grid as well, the sighting laps if you will, are about to get underway, which means in a couple of seconds time we'll head down to Ted Kravitz as well as the pit lane will open and we'll go through the procedures. Now we haven't got Martin Brundle with us this weekend, so there will not be a grid walk, but we will have interviews galore as well, and there'll be many people wanting to hear exactly what all the preparation is going to be ahead of this weekend. I want to say hello to AIJ and to Gwenwyn, who says hello all on the YouTube chat as well. Get in touch with us both on the YouTube and on the USRN chats as well. And a man is already ready, standing by as well. In the pit lane is Josh Plays. Afternoon, Josh. There's a long way to go here today, and the atmosphere, it's only just building and building ahead of what could be an absolutely brilliant French Grand Prix. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. I can't wait for the French Grand Prix today. It's hopefully going to be an exciting one, which was quite exciting last year, but in previous years, 2018 and 2019, it was quite boring. But then 2021 turned it around, so hopefully we can continue that.
Hopefully we can. Track temperatures at 42 degrees, air temperatures at 29 degrees as well. So we've got tyre temperatures to think about, the different strategies everyone's going to run. Everybody has a brand new set of hard compound tyres, bar the two Aston Martins of Stroll and Vettel. They only have one old tyre. But delighted to tell you that everyone has at least got a brand new set of tyres across the three tyre compounds. Aston Martin have not done what they usually do and waste all their tyres across all of the sessions. They have kept 3 sets of red soft tyres for Lance Stroll and only a single set as well for Sebastian Vettel, as they'll be doing their laps to the grid on tyres they are not planning to use in any of the race as well. Sky seem to be a little bit behind at the moment because the pit lane is open in a few seconds time, and that's what we're all waiting for. But I tell you what, Josh, as well, yesterday in qualifying we saw another dramatic battle. Ferrari seeming to get their strategy right as well. Finally they used Carlos Sainz to the best of their advantage. Charles Leclerc starts on pole position. Is that lead attainable throughout the race? Can he actually maintain a pole position to lights out, or are the two Red Bulls just going to take him at some point?
It's hard to tell. I think the Red Bulls will take him as a Sainz yesterday. You saw in the pre-show just before, Sainz was helping Leclerc because Sainz has got engine penalties and is starting at the back of the grid. So Sainz gave a tow to Leclerc, so Leclerc could give the best time. And then, of course, Magnussen's also starting at the back of the grid today. So, 2 Ferraris on the back row of the grid.
Effectively, yeah. Carlos Sainz with a 10-place grid penalty for an additional power unit used, and then both cars 20 and 55 required to start from the back of the grid with additional power unit element used. Right, it's all action. They're about to head out to the circuit. In fact, they're already out onto the circuit for the countdown to the French Grand Prix in 36 minutes' time. Let's go down straight to Ted.
Poleman Charles Leclerc, let's take a look at his start as he just goes to the end of the pit lane here, followed by Sebastian Vettel, engages first gear, just gets a feeling for the clutch, and then he'll choose his own moment, drops it. Ooh, nice start, Charles. Very nice start. And, you know, this race, typically in France, it's a bit like driving on the French auto route. This race has the prospect of driving on the French auto route on your holidays. It could either be utterly spectacular or a long, hot drudge in the sun as you wait to get to your destination. And that's because we have two ways of running this race. A one-stop strategy, which is clearly the fastest because it's a very, very long pit lane here while you're on the limiter. There is car number 44, Lewis Hamilton in the Mercedes. Let's just take a look at his start. Yeah, pretty good. Low revs, very low revs, but a nice getaway with very minimal wheel spin. Sergio Perez, car number 11, followed by George Russell. We'll just take a look at them. They've actually lengthened the amount of pit lane where you have to be on the limiter, and that means that you lose 28 seconds in the pit stop. That's the longest all season. But if someone has an accident out on track, and there's a safety car or virtual safety car, then everybody else is going slowly on track and you will only lose 19 seconds or 18 seconds. So it's really to your advantage to try and hold out for a safety car and make your pit stop there. There's Daniel Ricciardo, bit of smoke coming out of the back of the McLaren. That's just brakes getting a little bit hot. But the story of the week, oh, actually, I can see a little bit of a glow there underneath the engine cover. He'll want to get going quite quickly. Story of the weekend really has to be Ferrari. They come here on a hat trick, having won the last two Grand Prix. Carlos Sainz is the quicker driver, but the grid penalty puts him at the back of the grid because he's used too many engines beyond his allowed 3. But Max Verstappen is loitering with intent on the front row. Let's just finally, David Croft, as you can start your thoughts on the race, take a look at Max's start, because that for him is going to be crucial today if he wants to win his first race in a couple of attempts.
It certainly is. Let's watch Max Verstappen get underway then, along with Charles Leclerc. Verstappen and Leclerc on the front row for the 6th time in a Grand Prix this season. Now, Charles Leclerc's on pole. Pole has won every single one of the races at Paul Ricard since Formula One returned here in 2018. But of the last 2 times that Leclerc and Verstappen have lined up on the front row of the grid, it's the man in second that has gone on to win. 3 laps into today's race, by the way, assuming he's still running, Fernando Alonso reaches 18,622 laps in Grand Prix racing, and will therefore break Kimi Raikkonen's record for the most laps raced in a Formula One career. Maybe Lando Norris, as we're watching at the moment, can get to that stage in a few years' time in his career. And assuming he's on the grid at lights out, Lewis Hamilton, who starts 1 place above Lando Norris, will become the 6th driver to achieve 300 Grand Prix starts today. Podium finish, of course, in his first start on debut in Melbourne in 2007. He missed the Sakir Grand Prix in 2020. It's the only race he's missed in his career, and he's racked up so many records: wins, poles, podiums, and of course a record equaling 7 world titles. Not sure how many overtakes Lewis Hamilton has achieved in his career, but with a bit of help from Sean the Statman Kelly, I can tell you that in the first half of this season, at the venues that we raced at last year, overtaking is up by 46% on average. The new regulations designed to aid overtaking certainly seem to be working. Only at Spain, where we had 1 less, and Imola a few more, but it was a dry Imola compared to a wet in 2021, and we had a deficit. And this race last year, Simon Lazenby, the 2nd highest for overtakes in a Formula One season. So new rules and a track that you can overtake. We should see plenty of that today.
Thanks, Crofty. Thank you very much as well to Ted Kravitz, as we are preparing now for all of the action as well. And as Josh Blaze has pointed out, the timing screens are not exactly working correctly, because if we just flick over to what is our driver tracker for the race, you might be able to see Buss, Larry Ten Voort, Van Kulik as well, Boccolacci, Heinfeld as well, and Groenfeld down there as well. The timing screens seem to have combined times together as well into what is the Porsche Carrera Super Cup as well. That was on just before. So the timing screens should be working by the start of the race, but it's just one of those things, isn't it, Josh, that everything goes wrong. And we've been having problems all weekend with the servers as well. Every time we switch over, they seem to just crash.
Yeah, they do. And but one bonus is that there will be 50% more cars.
That's one bonus, yeah. We got half an hour. Well, actually, we've got 32 minutes until the lights go out as well on the start of the formation lap. So there's an awful lot to fill here in our bumper pre-show that we don't know if we're actually having a bumper pre-show for Hungary next week because of everything that's on, but I would like to have a bumper show because I'm liking these. It gives us more time to talk about the motor racing on and off the track. Now, let's talk about Circuit Paul Ricard, Josh, because it's been announced in the past hour that currently it's actually not on the calendar for 2023 after being rumoured all season that it's not going to be on. it's been now officially confirmed that this could be the last race at this circuit. And I don't know, if they're replacing with the street track, that's not good because normal racetracks beat regular circuits. And I've been kind of fond of Paul Ricard this weekend. It's delivered a great W Series race, 2 great Formula 2 races, and even a fantastic Porsche Super Cup. So what's your thought on this?
Yeah, as I pointed out earlier, 2018 and 2019 were not the best years, but recently it's provided some really, really good racing. So it will be interesting to see what we'll do, because it was either Paul Ricard or Spa in Belgium, and I think we all want Spa on the calendar, and even the Belgian government wants Spa on the Formula 1 calendar, and they're helping fund Spa on the F1 calendar, and it's a bit... it would be nice to see a street track get replaced with a street track, with Las Vegas coming in next year, and keep the normal, keep a good amount of permanent racetracks, because the permanent racetracks always deliver.
Let's go to Anthony Davidson. He's analysing some starts.
Starting Carlos Sainz against the Red Bull driver Sergio Perez. Let's see how that plays out as they get to turn 1 though. Perez has this nice gap in front of him, and he uses that advantage to brake late and get back in front of the Ferrari driver. Meanwhile, up in front, you got Max Verstappen, who's gone off the circuit there. Now, I've spoken to the stewards. What they would ideally like you to do in this situation is to run through these bollards and back onto the track. So watch out for that. They will look at it though, they'll analyse that, because Verstappen, they feel, couldn't have done anything about it last year. There's also another point into turn 3. If you run out wide, they want you to go through these arrows here on the left-hand side to go through and around that bollard to rejoin the circuit. But again, they'll take it with a pinch of salt, really, at the start of the race. We've got an example of what they would like you to do from Carlos Sainz in one of the free practice sessions. Maybe not this slowly. You'll be losing too much time. It is a track, though, where you can overtake. We saw that last year in the dying laps of the race with Max Verstappen pulling off a fantastic move on Lewis Hamilton. But that straight line speed advantage that they had last year, guess what? They've got it again this time around. So will they be able to do that to the Ferrari? We'll be waiting for that.
Cheers, Ant. Great news is the timing screens have been fixed, is what I was on about, as well as, well, they're fixed on one side of the screen. On my screen here, they're fixed. It's taken a while to get used to over here. While we do that, though, I think we're going down to the grid with 28 minutes of the session to go. Simon Lazenby's down there with Paul di Resta.
The complex, isn't it? You can see how Ferrari's worked. It's been optimised from the beginning of the year, but they're bringing upgrades at the right time. They're getting the benefit of that, obviously, this Grand Prix, but taking it into next week. And it's enabled them to get to pole, but it's the back of that car, I guess, what's going to be everybody's big question. Is that wing far too big compared to the Red Bull and the straight line speed? I mean, it's 9k down with the same DRS activation. Yeah. If this car's punching a hole in the air up the Bistro Straight and Max has got DRS, you could see speed differences up to 25k an hour. So Charles can't save tyre, because anytime Max gets in that, he's going to be vulnerable. Max gets the lead into turn 1, then it's very different. Max has got the benefit in the straight line and can...
Have a quick word with Helmut Marko here as we just move over to Max Verstappen's car. We're talking about the speed differential between your car and the straights and the Ferrari today. How much of an advantage for you, Helmut?
If you can follow him through sector 1 and 3, then it should be an advantage and we will overtake.
How much have you asked Checo to play a part in that as well?
I would play a very important part, but he has to be within the right distance, you know. So we'll see.
What were the discrepancy? Obviously, throughout a lot of the weekend, Sergio was way off, but come qualifying yesterday, yeah, he got quite closer to, got a lot closer to Max. How did he dial in that extra pace?
I mean, his long run was good. He was also nearer to Max, but we don't know. Leclerc didn't have the best setup on Friday, and also not Saturday morning, but in the qualifying he was there. It all depends what sort of speeds they are going. Can we follow? Can we attack? But for sure we will try everything to win here.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it for the moment. Yeah, I mean, it's talking about the problem, obviously, in recent races, you saw the barbecue for Carlos Sainz in Austria. It was an awful one, but reliability today, how much of a worry for the Ferraris?
Ferrari winning this race, as Lawrence Mecchi told us yesterday after qualifying, they can't fix this problem within 4 or 5 weeks. It's a long fix. Have they got enough? They will be sitting nervous all the way through the Grand Prix, whether the second, third, first, whatever way, because it's the same power package that effectively was on the car that's been, you know, failing at other Grand Prix. But with Red Bull, I think they need to pressure Ferrari into something different, because they've got 2 sets of hard tyres as opposed to Ferrari having 2 sets of medium tyres. And what you can do with that is use Checo as part of that game plan. You pull the trigger early, you pressure them into something on the other side, and then you take advantage with both cars, hopefully. That's the perfect scenario, and for Ferrari, that's where the loss is with that engine gone pop, because Carlos Sainz has arguably been the quicker of the 2 Ferraris all weekend, but he's starting at the back.
Okay, let's hear from one of the home drivers. Here's Pierre Gasly out in Q1 yesterday.
And he's talking with Rachel Brooks.
Yeah, home race for you this weekend, but I know you weren't overly happy yesterday. What are your thoughts today?
I will try to do better for the race, but I'm confident we'll make some positions for the race and go for the points.
Great welcome from the fans for you as well.
Yeah, it's been incredible, but no, most important is to put a good performance for them.
Rachel getting slightly cheeky there, asking 2 questions while the local broadcaster was waiting around as well to talk. So we've got around about 25 minutes to go until the start of this race as well. I think, are we going to hear something from Fernando Alonso? No, we are not. But I'll tell you what, Josh, as well, the anticipation here, it is building. It's getting busy out there on the grid. Loads of guests now joining as well. TV running around out there. I'd rather be up in the commentary box. It looks an absolute mess down there. I've never seen Paul Ricard so busy.
Same here. Paul Ricard, well, all of the Formula One grids are really, really busy just before the start of the race, and then they start to clear it, and then it just becomes the mechanics, and then all of the trolleys come off. And then it's just all, and then the tyre warmers come off, and then they all move to that one side of the grid, and then when they go off onto their formation lap, then all of the mechanics go over to the pit lane.
They just passed Yuki Tsunoda as well. One of my top tips for a podium here this afternoon, starting 8th on the grid, and looks quite good about it as well. I think everyone's thinking it'll be Leclerc, Verstappen, Hamilton in some order on the podium here tonight as well. And Tsunoda starts 8th on the grid. His teammate Pierre Gasly, though, Josh, on home soil, starts 14th on the grid. He's had an absolute shocker after being very quick in the first part of practice on Friday. He's just gone all the way down. But Rachel's got someone, George Russell.
George, I know you'll be hoping that the speed deficit will be less today in the race than it was in quali yesterday. What are the realistic targets the team have set you? Is a podium there for you?
I think it's definitely there for the taking. It's going to be a really challenging afternoon with tyre degradation. It's when you touch the tarmac here, it's roasting almost 60 degrees. It's going to be really tricky to see if a 1 stop's possible, if a 2 stops faster. Everything's on the table.
How much has that pit lane extension, where the speed limiter is, affected the decisions on this strategy?
Yeah, substantially, to be honest. I mean, it's an extra, I think it's an extra 4.5, 5 seconds longer now than it was this time last year. So it probably would have been a very easy 2-stop had it been a bit shorter. Now it mixes things up a bit.
Go well.
Thank you. Cheers.
George Russell down there, and John Alesi is with Simon Lazenby.
Atmosphere, it's just wonderful, isn't it, to see the grandstands full, the sun shining. Makes you proud.
Yeah, I cannot say the weather is better than England, because it looks like you have a good weather at the moment, but we are very pleased to have a lot of fun. We hope to see a nice show, but so far the championship is going very, very well.
Well, it wins the competition for the best dressed on the grid, Joe.
I feel underdressed.
I must to have the jacket, the French Grand Prix. I need to be looking good.
How do you see it this afternoon? We've got potentially a real cracker on our hands, haven't we? A couple of Red Bulls, though, against one Ferrari. Who's got the advantage in your mind?
Well, so I think the heat and the track is very hard and tough for the tires. The management is going to be the issue of the race.
You're close to Ferrari, close to Charles. How in control of this do you think they are? Do you think Red Bull have got a stronger car for the race?
Well, they are very close. But I believe Charles at the moment is trying to catch Red Bull. But what can we say? Max is just fantastic.
Yeah, Max says, thanks, John. We'll let you enjoy the day.
So John Alesi, they're talking as well with some of the field. Josh just left the commentary box at the moment as well. I can see him actually running back. PDR as well, Paul di Resta, you might have heard him just say on the pre-show just a moment ago, saying that the future of Japanese motorsport rests on Yuki's shoulders. Amumu Iwasa dominated the F2 race not 2 hours ago. I mean, if my opinion, I think Owasa was just as quick as Tsunoda as well. But to get linking back to that point, Tsunoda starts 8th. His teammate Gasly starts 14th. Gasly's had an absolute shocker. Do you see him getting into the points in his home race today, Josh?
Anything's a possibility, as we saw last year, Hungary in the wet, Hungary 2021, where it was a bowling ball going into bowling pins, as the bowling pins.
Flavio Briatore's with Simon.
Not too bad. How do you see the race going today?
Difficult. I believe it's somebody try to have one stop. For me, it's very difficult. It's big fight. I think so. 2 stop. With this racing, with this time, with the weather, I think so it'll be a fantastic race.
Are you enjoying the championship this year? It looks like we're going to get a duel like we had last year between Max and Lewis. It seems to be obviously between Max and Charles. It could go all the way down to the wire this.
Yeah, but you know, Formula One now is amazing. It's changing completely. We have a new star. We have Alonso performing fantastic, you know. He's performing better now and not at my time. So how old is the guy? Better is.
Good to see you, Flavio. Yeah.
Won 2 World Championships while under Flavio Briatore. I don't really think that he's doing better now, but I think Josh, what he's saying there is that Fernando's driving like he was when he was younger as well. He hasn't lost any of that mentality just yet.
No, he hasn't. I think he's got a win, maybe a couple more wins in him, maybe even a championship. But as I was saying just before we went over to Simon, anything can happen in Formula One. We saw the first lap incident, Formula 2 earlier with Hauger, Hughes and Armstrong, and anything can happen.
There's Max Verstappen, just with his cocaine smuggling business in full swing as well. He's got a vest on with all white packages, but I'd like to tell you that's dry ice that is in between as well, just keeping him upright as well. I think they're going to have a couple more down there on the grid. I've got my ears open as well to hear if we can talk to anybody down at Mercedes from the Sky F1 guys, but we're in front of Lewis Hamilton's car now. And Josh, as David Croft said earlier, 300 Grand Prix starts now for Lewis Hamilton. He missed one, but it's going to be a difficult condition today because look, track temperature is now at 60 degrees. The first time it's hit that this weekend. Air temperature's at 30 degrees. We've got a 45% humidity. This is insane.
60 degrees. Oh, it was only 40. I'm on 60 degrees.
I'm not sure who we're with, but Sky's got someone.
Clearly, Stefano said France deserve a slot somewhere in the calendar, so we discuss about what is the future.
It's an incredible atmosphere, though, isn't it? When you see the amount of French flags, the effort you've put into it, but equally the fans.
Yeah, but I've got only half of Silverstone capacity, so I told them to be very noisy, you know. So.
Well, they're doing their job today. Thanks a lot. Let's see if we can quickly just jump in here with...
As the promoter of
well,
this race.
Go. You've got the pole position. We've just been asking, you know, whose shoes
would
you
rather
rather be in today? Charles with Carlos Ware at the back, or Max's with Sergio up close?
I would like to be in the Charles shoes because it's a red car as first, and I think it's the best car to pick up today. So we are on pole. It will be a very tight and difficult challenge today. So we'll be very strong from behind. As you said, I think it's not Charles against the 2 Red Bull. It's like Charles against everybody because each single driver is racing against the others. And a long race, tires management, sometimes starting ahead is not the best option for the race itself. They got very high speed on the straights, but let's see.
What do you fear more, their straight line speed or the fact they've got an extra set of hard tyres over you?
I'm not sure. We had 2 mediums that got too hard. I think we made our choice, hoping that's the best choice. So we believe our choice is the best one, but only the race can tell it.
Any concerns about reliability after what happened in Austria?
Sorry?
Any concerns about reliability today after what happened in Austria?
Reliability is always a concern, each single race, but today we got fresher components and hopefully there should be no problem.
Okay. Thanks, we'll let you get on with it. Let's hear from Fernando Alonso, as I said, starts from 7th.
Fernando, Flavio's just been telling us that you're driving some of the best of your career. Where can you get to from P7 today?
We'll see. I think we are in the position at the moment we perform, and Carlos is coming from behind. So I would say that P8 is probably our real position, but let's see what happens in front of us.
All right, thank you. Have a good one.
So that was what we heard from there, Matteo Binotto and some of the other Ferrari drivers as well. We've got about 17 minutes to go until the lights go out here for the French Grand Prix as well. As they're just double checking with everything as well. And there's a lot of action as well. Hazel Southwell just saying, I don't know how Flavio Briatore is back in the paddock. He was banned for the manipulation, but I believe it's time for the French national anthem. So everyone at their feet then. The birthplace of motorsport. The tricolor flags are up. It's time for the French national anthem here at Circuit Porticard in the Castellet.
Contre nous de la tyrannie, l'étendard sanglant élevé, l'étendard sanglant élevé. Entendez-vous dans vos campagnes bouger ces féroces soldats? Ils viennent jusque dans nos bras, égorger nos fils et nos compagnes.
The French national anthem performed there by Sophie Tapé and the French Foreign Legion Band as well. We're all set then almost for this amazing French Grand Prix that is coming up. I've switched over to the headset now as well as we're getting closer to crunch time. Let's get some drivers. Simon's diving in with Lando.
Come on this way. How you doing? Great performance yesterday. You must have been satisfied with that.
Yeah, for sure. But today's a bigger day. Today's a tougher day. Tough temperature, very hard. Look after the tyres, the strategy. Yesterday was the easy job, although it was still very difficult. So, yeah, I'm excited. Look forward to it.
Yeah, what about the balance of the car? That's something that's going to be very, very important today. So you look after those tyres, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, the balance is never going to be nice in these conditions. With this track temperature almost hitting 60, I don't even think the fastest car is going to be a nice balance. So it's trying to deal with a bad balance, trying to deal with problems, and that's what the race is about today.
Thanks, Lando. We've got to get back to the front. Let's hear from Max Verstappen, starting from the front row alongside Charles.
Down with Rachel.
Max, you've got a great advantage in the straight line speed around here. How important is it for you to get in front quickly? Because if you do, it looks like that you'll be really hard to catch.
I don't know. I mean, it's not only about that. It's just, trying to manage the tires as well, because you can be ahead, but if you kill your tires, then they will pass you anyway, So, yeah, we'll just see what happens.
Yeah, the degradation cost you in Austria. What have the team said about today? Have you got to be really careful in these temperatures?
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's really, really hot. It's a completely different track to Austria in terms of deg as well. So, yeah, completely different way of driving as well.
Thanks, Max. Go well. Thank you.
Max Verstappen down there as well. Nico Rosberg, oh no, it's Johnny Herbert now, I believe, who we're hearing from down there on the grid. And now Nico, what's his thoughts on the race today?
They do have an upgrade package in there, but somehow I think that the Mercedes is still going to be a step in front. And I think with the way Lewis is driving also, he's driving so strongly, and he almost gets better like going into the race then, and especially Paul Ricard is one of his really good tracks. So I think that's not going to be possible. But I also found it really interesting how Helmut Marko was like very clearly in the Red Bull strategy. They've lined up, to position Perez in a way to help Max win this race against Leclerc, so we're going to keep our eyes on that as well.
And Nico, obviously one thing that's very, I think, good for Lando is being able to sort of mix it with the likes of Lewis Hamilton. When we were coming through in our careers, that is really where you learn the real racecraft, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, but I would say Lando is at a stage now where most of the learning is done. I mean, he's ready to fight for wins and world championships if his car would be good enough to do that. So at the moment, it's not an easy situation for him to have to accept that he still has a car that's not able to win yet, and it might still be a couple of years like that with the contract that he has with McLaren, but that's his own decision, so he needs to live with that and just make the most of it.
Right, let's to Ted. Ted's got a Peaky Blinder with him.
To a good start. I'm so excited. This is my first time.
Kravitz.
Yeah, Finn Cole, of course. Michael. Michael. I'll do my inner Tommy Shelby. Michael.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, good. How are you? I believe you've driven down here in some very plush Aston.
Yes, I've been very lucky to drive a couple of the new Astons this year, and just so excited to be here. The weekend just keeps getting better and better.
And how did you find the French auto routes and the standard of driving? Good?
Absolutely brilliant, yeah. I mean, those roads, this weather like this, so much fun, and those cars just stick to the road brilliantly, so no, it was an absolute blast.
Good stuff. All right, you like the energy on this grid?
The atmosphere is making me nervous, so I can't imagine how everyone else is feeling. Just hope that everyone gets off to a good start. I'm so excited. This is my first time, so can't wait.
Good. Well, listen, Finn, welcome. See you later. Thanks very much.
Take care. Take care.
Peaky Blinders all the way on the grid as well. I think a couple of the drivers have been in a Peaky Blinder manoeuvre recently as well, Josh, but the anticipation now starting to build. The drivers putting their helmets on as well. We've got around about 5 minutes until the world feed starts, and that means we've got around about 10 minutes until the start of the parade lap. Max Verstappen has been busted by the FIA tech Joe Bauer as well. Not allowed to take any cocaine to the car, so he's put the ice vest off. Let's hear from Omar Safna.
That Fernando has to take it to Lando, as Zach would say. But that's exactly what we need to do.
Right, top man, thanks very much. It's not got too long, so let's
Christian
bring in
Horner.
Christian. Oh, how do you rate your chances today?
It's going to be hot. I mean, you can see that you've overheated already, but I think it's probably the hottest race we've had all year, and you know, strategy is going to be crucial. I think tyre deg. We've got two very different concepts of tackling this track. High downforce on Ferrari, lower downforce for us. It's going to be fascinating to see which one plays out.
So what's the most important part of this race? Is it Max getting in the lead early, or is it just sort of sitting behind and waiting for your chance to come a bit later?
It's difficult to say because, you know, obviously there's a benefit to clean air. But you know, at the same point, it's all going to be about, you know, tyre management today. And it's going to be about looking after and not killing your tyres. And you know, we deliver our lap time very differently to Ferrari. So it's going to be crucial to see how that plays out.
Christian, thanks very much. Best of luck today.
So the action then is about to build up as well here at the Circuit Beauregard in the south of France, in the Castellet as well. And we are around about, thanks, seat set, 9 minutes away. As 9 minutes, that's 9 minutes away until the start of the race as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 14, something. It goes funny after 13. Anyway, I'm looking for some, I suppose. French, I can pick up a little bit of it, but actually, I'm easier with Spanish than I was with French. I started speaking Spanish quite quickly. Anyway, Josh, you've got some news for us about the strategy guide. I think you were loading that up. Is that for the parade lap?
Yes.
Okay, I'll wait for the parade lap as well.
I was getting it ready for Megan when Megan goes through.
Ah, fab. And now Ian Burch isn't joining us in the comp box for this race as well. He's not having a very good time. He's not very well at the moment. He's okay, but just having a few side things as well. So he won't be with us in the French Grand Prix weekend, and he's watching along, so... Well, with one eye, anyway. Anyway, you'll laugh at that. Anyway, Megan will be joining us in the box shortly as well. And to all of you on USON and on the YouTube channel as well, you're all getting ready. Let's say hello to some of the chat quickly as well before we get going, because it's all go, isn't it? We've got... Gwenwyn and AIJ who said hello, and Rosita says hello, and Simbanila, hello everybody. Adam says, enjoy the F1 IndyCar race, Josh, have a nice day. Have a nice day to you too, my friend, and see you later on for the grid wrap-up show. Upright Fossil says coffee, thumbs up, breakfast, thumbs up, Josh calling an F1 race, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, and then Rebecca, hello Rebecca, has just put the F1 race, thumbs up all the way down. So that's spam that. I love the look of that. Everyone's getting ready for this one as well. And we're about to cross over for the world feed as well. This is where the tensions start to build up here. We've got about 2 minutes to go. So final words to you, Josh. We've sort of gone all the way round so far. We've passed the halfway stage of the season. We're now into the second half of the season here. For the next 11 races, the championship sort of starts here, doesn't it?
Yeah, the championship kind of starts here, really, as you just said. As it will be, it's normally the midway, the start of the second part of the season. Of course, after Hungary next week, we've got the summer break, which will give us a little bit of a break from Formula One. But yeah, 1 minute until we
The
switch
world
over
feed.
to the world feed.
I'll tell you what, we'll use this opportunity to say that Verstappen said as well, it's time for Esteban Ocon.
Grand Prix. It started here, you know.
The 2022 French Grand Prix is next.
Reims. Rouen. Manicourt. Le circuit du Paul Ricard.
Max Verstappen goes past Lewis Hamilton.
C'est très lovely. Le Grand Prix de France. Oh, I thought, one day I want to race in France on home soil. We've had fantastic drivers in the past, like Alain Prost.
He has won the French Grand Prix of 1981.
Jean Alesi, legends of Formula One. Grand Prix is a French word. The big prize. This is the French Grand Prix.
Silverstone may be the birthplace and home of Formula One, but for motor racing, there's no place like France. 108 years ago was when the first ever Grand Prix took place. Here today, it forms round 12 of the 2022 Formula One World Championship. Across 11 rounds so far, we've had 3 different winners. That's Charles Leclerc, who won 3 races, Max Verstappen has won 6, and Sergio Perez has won 1. Today they are 1, 2, 3 on the grid to do battle around this 5.842 kilometre circuit. At the top of the south of France mountain in the Castellet, the Circuit Paul Ricard stands tall. 15 turns in total will go battle for 53 laps. Down at turn 8 and 9 at this point last year, Verstappen overtook Hamilton with 3 laps to go and took the lead after a daring pit stop strategy. Also, further on down the back half of the track at the Sainz corner as well, at turn 10, Perez right round the outside of Bottas. Martin Brundle once said, if you make an accident there, you end up in the concrete wall, you'd be waking up with hospital food at the end of your bed. And down at turns 13 and 14, Lando Norris versus Charles Leclerc was the battle as well, right up the inside for a late braking opportunity, an unusual overtaking spot. Pirelli have brought the 3 middling tyre compound to try and deal with this track as well. It is the white hard C2, the yellow medium C3, and the red soft C4 tyre compounds. France is electric as well, and we are set for a fantastic race. The fans are in attendance, they're in the middle of a heat wave, track temperature is at 60 degrees, and this is your starting grid from back to front on row 10. Kevin Magnussen and Carlos Sainz has grid penalties, they start 20th and 19th. The 9th row of the grid sees Nicholas Latifi 18th alongside Mick Schumacher in 17th. Row 8 of the grid then sees Zhou Guanyu alongside Lance Stroll. The 7th row of the grid in 14th and 13th, Pierre Gasly on home soil alongside Alexander Albon. The 6th row of the grid in 12th position sees Sebastian Vettel alongside Valtteri Bottas. And now we get into the top 10 of the front 5 rows of the grid. Esteban Ocon starts 10th, Daniel Ricciardo starts in 9th position. The 4th row of the grid sees Yuki Tsunoda start in 8th, Fernando Alonso in 7th for Alpine at their home race. The 3rd row of the grid sees George Russell start 6th, separating the 2 Mercedes is Lando Norris starting in 5th. The 2nd row of the grid, Lewis Hamilton starts 4th on his 300th Grand Prix appearance. Sergio Perez is 3rd on the grid. And the front row of the grid sees the 2 title protagonists. It's the championship leader Max Verstappen starting 2nd, and Charles Leclerc on a back-to-back double possible. He's on pole position. Gas 10, Ock 31 is what we've seen all weekend long. The French fans are like no other. They've packed in the middle of a heat wave as well, all to support their two drivers. And Megan Burch alongside me in the commentary box as well, with Josh Plays down in race control commentary box. Megan, we're in for a classic race. It's building. The tension is up. And this is going to be fantastic. Paul Ricard has actually been delivering a great race so far this weekend.
It really has. And I've just seen on the driver profile, Ocon's hero is Mick's dad.
It's Michael Schumacher.
He literally has a gateway to try and meet him.
Literally has my permission. Max Verstappen starting his 130th start for Red Bull. It's a brand new record for the team, but all eyes on Lewis Hamilton. Becomes just the 6th driver in F1 history to start his 300th Grand Prix. Don't ask me to ask the others. Kimi Raikkonen, Jenson Button, Rubens Barrichello, Michael Schumacher, Fernando Alonso, then there's Lewis Hamilton. There's the 6. And people say I'm not an F1 fan. 16 career pole positions for Charles Leclerc equals Max Verstappen after he got it last time out as well. And down in the pit lane for us as well, it's the one and only Josh Plays, who we're going to say good afternoon to. Josh, and are you ready for the French Grand Prix?
Yes, I am, as we are under 15 seconds to the formation lap, and as it ticks over, the green light is on and the formation lap is underway.
George Russell was a bit slow away there as well. Lando Norris gets away and they're just taking their sweet time about it. And Esteban Ocon slow away and they're going away one by one on the grid. But Josh has got a nice transition for the pre-starting pit stop guide, and here's Megan to take you through it.
Okay, both starting on mediums. A one stop goes on to hards is lap 18 to 27, two stop going on to hards, 13 to lap 20, and then again on to mediums, laps 34 to 40.
And that'll take you towards the end of the race. There is an optional for a different strategy, as Josh showed you. It's the very slowest strategy, though, so it's unlikely anyone is going to serve it where you go medium and hard at the end of the race. Ferrari had the fastest pit stop so far this year as well, 2.23 seconds back at the Spanish Grand Prix. So that's going to help them today. But Ferrari's strategy is going to have to be a little bit more aggressive today, because we've got Sainz down in 19th with that grid penalty. Clair's going to have to hold off the two Red Bulls all on his own today. What lap do you reckon that this isn't going to work out?
10.
All right, lap 10. That's good. Josh, what about you? What lap do you reckon it won't work out?
15.
Okay. I'll go lap 20. Then it's 10, 15, 20. Within 5 laps of each other.
One of us will be fine.
Yeah, one of us has got to be right. Let's go over to the YouTube chat quickly as well here. Before the start, the calm piano theme, then the F1 intro. Yeah, you're right there, Josh. It's absolutely bang in as well. They're lovely French piano music in the background as well. Symphony number 7.
I've never seen that many flags being waved.
It's great, isn't it? Australia now, Red Bull turn 1. Oh dear. Adam says, Viva la France as well. Viva la France. It's all good, isn't it? Gremlin says, let's go. Literally just finished a doco about the Remus Grand Prix. Give me a good race 2022. It's all possible as well. Right, Josh is standing by. We'll be back on his camera as soon as the driver tracker launches in as well. But of course, anything big happens, we'll switch over to him immediately. All tensions are up on the grid then as well. The driver tracker will be in operation at the bottom of the screen when the race starts. So right now, that bottom bit on Megan isn't actually working just yet. But at least the driver tracker might work. Fingers crossed as well. But this is it then. Charles Leclerc coming onto pole position. He's going to be alongside with Max Verstappen, the front row. Turn 1, he has had accidents in the previous years as well. Vettel hit Bottas back in 2018 as well. But races at the Castellet have been won from pole position on 11 occasions and have been won from the front row of the grid 13 times. Just remember that as well. Just 4 races have been won from behind the front row, and no race at the track has been won from third on the grid. That's what Sergio Perez might try and do here today. The tail enders are lining up on the grid, and already, Megan, they've been on there for around about 30-40 seconds.
They have. It'll show you how slow you've got to go around the last corner.
So it will be Carlos Sainz bringing up the rear. Kevin Magnussen lines up in 20th position. And then it will be all eyes to the red lights as well. You know what that means. 31.5 degrees is the air temperature. Track temperature is up at the 60s. They're all up in position. Green flag in the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And action and Le Castellet. It's a good start from Charles Leclerc, but Max Verstappen's going with him. Already, Alexander Albon going all four wheels on the track. Lewis Hamilton's going to try and take second as Verstappen looks on the outside. 3 to 1 surely does go as Russell battles with Perez and Fernando Alonso, who's made up positions. Lando Norris falls back into the clutches of Danny Ricciardo. Ricciardo looks up the inside as we head into turn 4 as well. Lando's already trying to have a go. Russell nearly clips the rear tyre of him. In fact, Russell did have a problem there. He looked like he got a little tap there from Lando. Danny Riggs back up the inside line. This is all for the battle further back. Leclerc's got a demon start as they all head back through down onto the Bistro Straight.
On turn 3, there was literally 3 abreast going around that corner nearly.
And Max Verstappen is looking mega quick as well as we come into the North chicane. He's already 0.8 of a second back, but Leclerc got the best getaway he needed to. Lewis Hamilton jumps Sergio Perez at the stand, and there's a spinner. Is that Pierre Gasly? As Stroll's got off the track, it's Yuki Tsunoda. As Josh points out, it's Yuki Tsunoda. Thanks to that, Josh. Tsunoda's been spun round. He's continued down to the North chicane. Alonso's in trouble there. The 2 Astons going side by side. Vettel's ahead of Lance Stroll. Alexander Albon has dropped back into 12th position as well after starting this race, I think, what would I say, from P13. So he's actually gained a position.
Latifi's trying to make a move on Valtteri Bottas further back. He is really trying... making a move there. He fails to get that
Magnussen and Schumacher trying to battle with each other. When did that happen? Magnussen started 20th. He's up into 13th position. He's had a storming start to this Grand Prix so far as we complete the opening lap here at the French Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc leads the way as we'll open up the battle screen now that everything's working. Hi, Josh. Leclerc leads with Verstappen second, Hamilton third. It was a great start, Josh. A little bit of drama, but it had a little bit of everything as well.
Yeah, lap 1, turn 4, right at the back, as we see a replay of the spin with Tsunoda, and it was Esteban Ocon who tapped the front right, back left, and there was a bit of bodywork went flying, but front left Tsunoda, rear right of Ocon doesn't go well with any car as we come up to the chicane once again.
Megan.
In fairness, that is a very tight corner.
It is, and we've seen a few accidents there so far this weekend, especially across Formula 1 and Formula 2.
You can barely get one car across there properly.
3 accidents we saw in Formula 2 down at that North chicane as well. So
and 2 on...
And 2 in W Series, yeah. Right, who made the biggest gains? Well, obviously, Tsunoda's down 12 places from where he started.
Magnussen had the biggest.
Yeah, Magnussen up 7 places after starting at the back. That's what new engines give you as well.
And then second biggest is Stroll.
All looks okay. Let's push up, please.
Ocon being told all looks okay. Let's push on then on the team radio. So that's good news there. But
make that 8.
Past Albon.
And
Albon passes Magnussen.
So they do the old switcheroo in there as well. Albon stays 12th, Magnussen down to 13th, and Magnussen rejoins him. Maybe we shouldn't be looking at that TV director as well, because we need to be seeing what is happening between Albon and Magnussen.
I'd rather just have a complete screen just to yourself and Magnussen.
Yeah, just get an onboard of Magnussen, please, somebody. I mean, you can do that on F1 TV, but we haven't got that in the UK. Tsunoda is down in 20th position.
Yeah, and Tsunoda and Ocon incident noted.
Right, so it's been noted. No sign of an investigation just yet then. Thanks for that, Josh. So
Sainz is making his way up the field. He's now in 15th.
Here's the race start, Megan, from 5 red lights.
Right, so everyone... Leclerc got a lightning start, for trouble is, so does Verstappen, so that was trouble. Immediately, you can see it looks like Albon going around the outside, trying to avoid the constant traffic of coming behind him, which was massive. We have people going 3 abreast and 2 abreast into really tight corners, which I'm surprised didn't cause an accident. Though, on board with Lewis Hamilton, Perez got a horrible start, so it was pretty easy for him to take
got a
that
good
third.
Start in Perez. Couldn't hear Perez found the brake pedal, not the throttle pedal.
Megan, do you reckon Hamilton could have had Max if it was a bit longer straight?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was right up
Under
there.
investigation.
He nearly did have Max. That's the thing.
So the stewards are investigating that Tsunoda Ocon incident. So in his home Grand Prix, Esteban Ocon is currently running in 9th, might receive a time penalty as well. Presumably it'd be 5 seconds, but take a look at Max Verstappen. Look at that. So in a way, Hamilton has helped Charles Leclerc here because he's put Perez behind him. So now all Leclerc's got to deal with is Max Verstappen, who's got the DRS now. It's been activated down the start-finish straight, and he's right on the back of Charles Leclerc. The race is on, and it's gone from 9/10 at the start to 4/10 by the end of turn 1
look
into
at how many
Valente.
DRSs. Everyone from 10th to 15th are literally together. They're pack racing.
This is what we wanted. This is what we needed. Pack racing at its finest is what we needed. So happy.
Here's a trouble,
penalty, Ocon.
Thanks, Josh.
Here's the trouble for Mercedes, though. Hamilton will have no backing nearly to help protect from... Oh,
yeah, as Josh said, 5-second time penalty for Esteban Ocon for causing a collision. He'll serve that in his first pit stop as well as Max gets a little bit closer to Charles Leclerc into the North chicane, but can't make a move there. It's playing once again as a cat and mouse. Let's hear from Verstappen.
You're controlling yourself well at the moment. Good pace.
I think controlling yourself well at the moment and good pace, Megan.
I think that Russell won't be able to help Hamilton in any way right now. He's too busy focusing on the attacks he's getting from Alonso. Because Alonso is 6/10 behind him.
I think Verstappen's controlling himself well at the moment because his DRS is working.
Yes, that's the point. He's not mashing the button. Do you remember back in Spain?
Also, he's not driving like an idiot.
Yes, that too. There's Leclerc just... Say how you really feel, Megan. Wow. Sainz passes Schumacher. So Sainz of the Ferrari passes Schumacher in the Haas.
He does drive
for
like an idiot
14th.
sometimes.
Yes. As 49 laps to go, we're on to lap 5 of this race now, out of 53. As we head down once again, the start-finish straight into turn 1 at Valente.
I think if Verstappen plays his cards right, he could win this.
Are you sure?
Same about Lewis.
I've got Leclerc as my... I can't remember who my picker winner is. I think I said Leclerc, but I might have said Verstappen.
I don't remember who mine is.
I got Leclerc.
I think we all put Leclerc, but I'm not so sure.
Adam, if you're listening still, let us know what I put, if you can remember, because I cannot remember what I said at the end of that segment, who it was. But look at that. Verstappen hasn't got DRS, has he? Yes, he does. He was just outside the second, down the Mistral Straight, but where the detection zone is, he was still within a second. Perez has got DRS on Hamilton as well, but just look how much powerful DRS is already. Nico Rosberg, what's your opinion on this race so far? He's down on Sky F1.
On the second part of the straight here, and Perez right on the gearbox of Lewis Hamilton. So, Nico, what have you got to say for us?
Yeah, wow, I'm surprised that Verstappen could put so much pressure already now. You know, Leclerc is going to use up so much of his tires this early on already. So this is going to be so tough for Leclerc to stay ahead. And Lewis is such a pity, you know, the car is just doesn't have it. Huh? I mean, it would be so great to see Lewis also be able to follow the pace of those top 2 guys, but the car is just letting him down in pace, huh? And it's going to be difficult to keep Perez behind, obviously.
Thanks, Nico. So that is Nico Rosberg, who's talking from his house as well. I think Simon Oakley said in Ibiza. I can't quite remember, but either way, that's
either way, somewhere hot.
Yeah, because Nico's not allowed in the F1 paddock because he's not been vaccinated. As we see the race continuing on, this is the battle we were hoping for. 2 title rivals go through it. 38 points is the gap in the championship between Verstappen and Leclerc. Verstappen leads at 208 points. Leclerc is on 170. If Max doesn't score at this race or Hungary and Leclerc wins both of them, it closes that championship down dramatically. There's only 25 points for a win, remember. If Verstappen scores nil point, then he's got it. And all these French references are going to come out throughout the race, so I hope you're all ready for them as well. And Verstappen has DRS again down the Mistral Straight.
There's only 3 people with hards on this race, and it's Sainz, Gasly and Bottas.
Everyone else on the medium, brand new medium.
Yeah, I wouldn't stay on the hards, not in this heat.
No, hard tyres, the wrong tyre to be on. Mediums are the correct tyres, so they're going to try. Sainz, Gasly and Bottas going to try and go longer into the race. Yeah, they're going to try and go 2-3 laps longer. That's all the heat can manage. It's a 52 track temperature. Air temperature is at 30 degrees as well. Let's look at Max Verstappen. So close through so close through Sainz. He's going to try and go around the outside. Down the turn 11. That's not an overtaking spot. And I tell you what, Verstappen is right in this race. And Leclerc's coming with him.
Can hear the cheers from the crowd right now.
They're going to make contact. I can sense it. This is what I've been thinking about all weekend. They're going to hit each other. They're out now, 6 seconds out of Hamilton. 300th Grand Prix start for Hamilton. Of course, the racing gods would gift him a race win.
They're too close.
They are racing together. This is just like what we saw in Bahrain. They are running together down the start-finish straight, then down towards turn 1 of Valente. Verstappen has the DRS as well. Leclerc at over 292 kilometers an hour, breaking through turn 1 and 2. Verstappen okay at the exit. Although Verstappen can just sort of wait out there and see what happens. It's Anthony Davidson.
I'm guessing he's been going up into 8th gear, costing him a bit too much time. His engineer's only telling him the gap to Verstappen when he's in DRS, when he's not. It's getting close now.
Once upon a...
Thank you very much, Anthony, as they come back through. Megan mouthing as well into the microphone that was live about Hamilton to win.
Yeah. I want Hamilton to win. It's his 300th Grand Prix.
Tell you what, we might have
Someone
it.
needs to break the curse.
Here comes Max Verstappen. He's in the DRS zone. Looks to the inside line. Down it towards the North chicane. Can't make a way through. Not going to be there.
Also, these two need to make contact at some point.
Yeah, it's pretty much how it goes, isn't it? Championship rivals, you do make contact at some point in the season because you race so hard.
It's been continuous rule over the years.
0.2 of a second coming through. Verstappen's got so much more speed coming through. Turn 11 to the Sainz corner as he comes back. Leclerc taking it wide. Verstappen's so much speed. It's like he's just trail braking him. That's insane speed.
Oh, that's not good. Not trail braking, please. Anything but that. Do you know how many crashes are caused by that in F1?
Lot. Yeah, a lot.
Most of them involve Max.
Yes, they do, because Max can't control himself. Josh, this is a great battle. And look at this. We're having a great French Grand Prix.
We are. Look how close Verstappen is on the apex of the last corner. Here we go down the main straight. Verstappen DRS open, chasing Leclerc. Coming into turn 1 now across the start line, across the pit lane exit, and Verstappen is just too far back, but very, very close.
Sort of leaning into it as well. He's just taking a look and see what can happen. Max won here last year. His first win at Paul Ricard, finished runner-up in 2018 as well, and just missed out on a podium in 2019, finished 4th. Second track limits warning for Sergio Perez down at turn 3. So
it's been 13 minutes. How have you got 2 already?
If he gets one more, he'll get a time penalty as well. So they've got to be really careful in that race. As Verstappen again has the DRS, Leclerc's going to be a sitting duck as they count down.
2.2. He has a 5-second penalty.
Into we go once again to the breaking zone. Verstappen looks to the inside line, trying to get through on Leclerc. Didn't work out that time as well. As again, now here comes Verstappen's little party trick. They are 6.7 seconds ahead of Hamilton in 3rd. 6.7. Adam says, I think it was Max Verstappen. I knew it was Max. Thank you very much, Adam. As here is Verstappen again, closing in.
Am I the only one seeing Ocon?
Where is Ocon? 8th. Yeah, he's holding up. But he's got that time penalty, remember, in the pits. As Sainz passes Magnussen, so them two are working together to move up the field here today at the French Grand Prix. And just a reminder, look at this. Leclerc holding against Verstappen. We have not looked further down the field so far because we haven't had the time. It is this insane battle at the front that is keeping us captivated. Leclerc versus Verstappen, and it is right on the tenterhooks. We've done 8 laps now, starting lap 9. And it's just constant. That's Joe saying he's faster in Sector 3, but Latifi keeps going off the track. Verstappen again closes down. It's now 0.4 of a second between him and Leclerc, and it is quite exciting.
I have a really weird feeling.
Yeah, I know, he's got that. They're running too close.
No, it's not because of that. It's just... it feels too silent.
Don't say
on the
that.
track. It's like when you feel the temperature of the air.
Choose to craft.
Yeah, Magnussen pits. Magnussen into the pit lane to take off those... Did he take off hards? No, he's taking off medium compound tyres and he's put on a set of hards. 4.3 second stop as Verstappen is so close now. The gap is 0.2 of a second through the North chicane. Verstappen is flying now to try and close in on Charles Leclerc at the exit. Down the start-finish, down the second half of the Bistro Straight once again. Into the Sainz corner as well.
I'm thinking for hard to go one step less.
So, Joe saying, I'm thinking from hard to go one step less. So that is medium compound next up.
I love how you can just see Hamilton just in the background.
Yeah, they've left. 6
like a
seconds
shark.
ahead. This is what's worrying me as well. They've both checked out at the front. 6 seconds ahead. Hamilton's
They're on
now-
their own.
They're on their own, but Hamilton is slowly closing in little by little. But that's the interval. It's 6.5 seconds between Leclerc and Hamilton, 5.7 seconds between Hamilton and Verstappen at the moment. But all eyes, Megan, all eyes are on the front here. We'll do our best to keep you updated with any manoeuvres that's happening further
there he
down.
is.
Yeah, there's Hamilton right at the top. Josh.
Further back, Ocon, Ricciardo, Stroll, Vettel and Sainz all in a little train.
The TV director has remembered that we have a split screen function and has opened up the onboard camera of Carlos Sainz as he's trying to get past Sebastian Vettel with Lance Stroll in 10th position. So, and Schumacher pits and Sainz
Okay,
radio.
Lando, just for your work.
Good job.
Yeah, absolutely.
The pace is good. You're doing a good job. It doesn't feel that way, but okay.
Did Magnussen pit?
Yeah, Magnussen pitted just a lap ago.
Gonna say.
Schumacher now comes into the pit lane, takes off those medium compound tyres, puts a brand new set of hard compounds on. Away he goes. It's about a 4.2 second stop.
It's lap 10.
3.4, lap 10. And this is when your opportunity comes up. And look how close Verstappen is to the back of Leclerc as he comes now out of the North chicane up towards the Sainz corner at turn number 11. Verstappen now hunting down Leclerc. Has been so faster.
Medium to hard as well.
Say again.
So medium to hard as well.
Okay.
It's lap 10 and people are already starting to pit.
Sainz on the inside of Vettel at the North chicane. Can't find a way through there.
Okay, I know what for blue and I know what for red does. But what the hell does that yellow strip do?
Which one are you pointing? I don't know. I think it's like...
Is that actually just sandpaper?
I think
The pace is good. You're doing a good job.
It doesn't feel that way, but okay.
That's Sainz's radio again. Gunter Steiner's on the pit wall. Let's have a word with him.
Joining us during the race. 2 pit stops then. Planned, or are you struggling a bit with tyres?
No plan, Crofty, because we got stuck behind other cars, so we wanted to get out in free air. Hopefully everybody's on a two pit stop, otherwise a one stop, a slower one. So we just said let's go and change tires and try it this way to move a little bit forward.
What's your target today? Can you get that elusive third consecutive double points finish that your team have never had before?
I don't know yet. I mean, we were getting close. I mean, we were 12 before we pitted, so let's see what how this race develops, you know. But for sure, we are trying.
And from what you've learned from your strategist, is a one-stop possible today, or are you really going to be struggling in the closing stages?
We think we will struggle in the closing stages, but I don't know the tire wear on the other cars and how much they can manage the tires. So I think we would have struggled badly.
Gunter, thanks so much. We'll be back with you in a little while.
Battle at the front still brewing as George Russell is closing in on that of Sergio Perez. But the gap at the front still close, Megs. We now take a look elsewhere as the gap still 0.5 of a second. But there's not that much action going on as Sainz passing with Vettel. Now the train begins and now we have to wait until the first pit stops to really have an opportunity to go for it.
I wonder who's going to pit next. I think Ted. For some reason Alpine.
Been good so far, but Ferrari have weathered the storm, haven't they? Early on, the pressure from Max Verstappen has just dropped back. I feel Ferrari think that they might have some way. Had Verstappen got by early when he was so close, Ferrari would have thought their day was over. But now they've weathered the early storm, and now they're settling in for that's very, very sort of solid, the gap they've got. Sainz with Leclerc. Sainz up to P12, and he's protecting his tyres well.
Okay, Lando,
as well. So,
we are thinking
it's looking
or
more
tire
positive
plus
than it did
5.
a few laps ago for Ferrari.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay, the minute.
So Lando says he's okay with some tyre strategy. Leclerc radio.
We are thinking plan B. Let me know your opinion.
They're changing their strategy.
Plan B. So they don't want to lose anything, do they? So ahead. What's that, Josh? I can't read that. What's it say?
Verstappen track limits.
Oh! Verstappen track limits warning.
I swear both of those Red Bulls have too many track limits.
See, this is why Josh is on the pit wall as well. It's easy for him to spot things that we miss up here in the comms box. So Josh is on that. So Verstappen's been given a track limits warning by the stewards. One more incident and he will be given a time penalty as he's still 7/10 in. They have remained in it, by the way, as well. And I am now being told that Fernando Alonso has broken Kimi Raikkonen's
So Blue
record.
3, position 8. We go with baseline, Blue 3, position 8. It's time to close the gap to Perez, gap 1.3. See if you get DRS.
18,500 kilometres has now been completed by Fernando Alonso, making him the most experienced Formula One driver in history to race over in kilometres. So in terms of, he spent 18,000 kilometres behind the wheel of a Formula One car in his Formula One career. So he now is the most experienced. He beats Kimi Raikkonen that he set last year in Abu Dhabi. So Alonso has spent the most time ever in a Formula One car in history.
I'm so happy.
Well done, Megan. Well done. So it's lap 12 of the race. He's made it to it. And there you go. Alonso breaks the record. Over 18,000 kilometres now. He takes that record away from Kimi Raikkonen set last year at Abu Dhabi, as I said. 1.081 seconds now, the gap between Leclerc and Verstappen. So now it's 1.1. So Verstappen had great early pace in the race, Megan. Now he's dropped back because he's used more of his tyres trying to keep up with
Okay,
Leclerc.
if we can do laps in the 39s, that will keep us in Albon's pit window, so we'll be able to jump him. Last lap, Kevin, 39.5.
We're getting a split scene into Verstappen as well when Sainz is on the screen. This will be interesting.
Yeah, I think they're just having a little bit of a run as the timing screen tries to update itself again, as well as Sainz right on the back.
I want to see
Stroll.
Lando.
Where is
Or Danny Rick.
Lando's 9th.
There.
Lando's 7th. Danny Rick is 9th. There we go.
As soon as I said that, we got Danny Rick.
Little bit. There's Lando. There's Danny. Further back. As here comes Lance Stroll under attack from Carlos Sainz, who slips up the inside with DRS at the North chicane. Oh, he does. And can Stroll get back round the outside? No, he can't.
That was from the rear left.
Yeah, so turned in rear lock. We saw that a lot in the Formula 2 races with cars spinning down there. Fittipaldi did it. Jack Doohan did it as well. Nearly hit poor Chair when he did it yesterday. And
Okay, we are happy with tires, everything is stable. We are on plan A. Yuki had a lot of deg on the medium, on box for the hard.
And Fittipaldi hit Hauger yesterday and he got collected by Cordial, so he did actually have problems there. What's that banner say? Is it in French? I can't read it. Presumably let's go Carlos, or let's go Ferrari, or let's go Lando, something like that?
It's let's something.
Something, yeah.
It's got a T, an apostrophe, and an S.
So it's let's something or other.
Or it's.
Yeah, something on the board anyway.
You watch, it's going down.
Yes, it's. It could be it's, not let's. Anyway.
I think it is let's, though.
Coming up on Josh's number, lap 14, about to go to lap 15, and the gap is 1.3 seconds. So Paul Ricard has quietened down now. After the first 13 laps, we've got 40 to go. I say quieten down. Well, it has. It's all gone a bit thingy now. We need a pit stop. Tyre temperatures have gone through the roof because it's 55-degree track temperature, air temperature at 30 degrees.
We haven't had a puncture
Making
in
a good
so
progress
long.
there. Ricciardo
Like
next,
a proper
1.7 in front.
burst
Ricciardo medium,
while racing
40.5.
puncture.
Ted.
There, whether he passes quite easily. Ricardo thinks maybe this isn't my race against Sainz and lets him by. We'll see what happens. George Russell, I think, closing up on the Red Bull in front of him, Crofty. I don't know what the lap times are. Yeah, we're just a few laps now away from making a one-stop work. If you can make it to lap 18, between laps 18 and 25, put a hard tyre on and then go to the end, that will just about work for a one-stop. What's the best way to describe these tyres, Crofty? Maybe it's like in the summer when you're on your holidays and you've got your summer pocket money, maybe it's £1 if your parents are generous. What can you do with that £1? You can buy one big gobstopper and get a big sugar rush immediately early on and feel great about yourself. Or what about if your brother and sister just spends 10p on 10 little lollipops and then they're happy for the rest of the day? That's
Where are you
like
taking him on holiday? The 1960s?
Yeah, I was about to say.
To the 1960s,
£1.
where I go. And,
You can't
if you
get
all
much
those-
for
you spend
£1
your
now.
£1 wisely and
What's it
get
be,
10
euro?
10p sweets, then that will put you very nicely on your sugar high with your tyres to the end of the stint. Don't spend it too soon. Don't get the good
Absolutely.
stuff out your tyres too soon.
So
Thank you, Ted Kravitz, or should I say Mr. Whippy?
Showing his age.
He really is. £1? How much can you get for £1? Well, to be
The
fair,
only good thing I can think of is a 99p flake.
yeah, you can get an ice cream.
Yeah, that's the only thing, and then you get
Can't
1p
even
change.
99p anymore, I don't think.
Actually, if you go to Aldi, you can get 4 cornettos for £1.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, all Magnums, whatever you fancy. 3 Magnums as well. So.
Go to Morrison's, they've got 30p chocolate.
Yeah, so you can get, what, 3 of those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got 10p extra.
Yeah, spend it on a 10p suite, that Ted said. Yeah. See?
Down
Ted,
at a corner shop.
Actually, Ted, you're onto something here. You're onto something, Ted. We did say, what can you get for £1? We've just come up with about so many different solutions of what you can get for £1 in sweets. So actually, Ted, you're bang on.
Get a milkshake.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, but
you can get some donuts.
You can get 5 donuts for £1. You can get 5 cookies for £1. You get 4 muffins for £1. Ted's onto something here. You get 2 things of milk for 49p each, and have 2p left. Go on the 2p slot machine, get more money.
Yeah.
Ted, you're onto something
I
here.
got like 88p from the slot machines last time I went.
You did?
And I gave 4 of those, and I gave 4p, so technically it was 92p to my friend.
Yeah, but that's still another 3 bars of chocolate.
Exactly.
Yeah, Ted's onto something here, Josh. Over to you. Get us out of this sugar rush.
Yeah, we're on board and Science Radio.
Prefer plan B for Bravo. We prefer plan
Bravo.
B for Bravo.
How Italian. Bravo, bravo, bravo.
Bravo.
It's literally now down there as well. Anthony.
On the topic of the car balance of Charles Leclerc, I'm desperately trying to see what those front tyres look like, but I've only got a rear shot of the rear wing, and the rear tyres look okay, I can confirm that, but I want to see the front tyres, waiting for them to switch the cameras around. But he's been on the radio, they've asked him what he wants to do with the balance of the car when he comes into the pit stop, and he said, all is good. I like her car how it is, so confirms what Paul was suggesting, that, yeah, very happy with the way the car's feeding at the moment.
Thank you, Anthony. As they come through, Lewis Hamilton is now closing off. He's let Perez go. 3.2 seconds is the gap between Hamilton and Perez now on the screen. So they have switched up ever so nicely.
Someone crash, please.
Well, we're approaching that first pit stop window for those on the medium compound tyre, but nobody seems to want to hop in as well and switch over to the hards.
Verstappen pits.
Right as I say it, Verstappen in the pit lane. So Verstappen's going to try and do the undercut, pitting before Leclerc and getting through. Now, is it a good stop as well? Yes, mediums off, hards on about 2.4. Bang on 2.4 seconds as well. My internal body clock is just spot on at the moment. So that's Perez up to 3rd, Russell up to 4th. Verstappen will rejoin this race in 5th position. If he can get ahead of Fernando Alonso, who's coming barreling down the straight. Alonso takes 5th.
He's not going to get past him.
Oh, what about Lando? Because, yeah, let's hear from Leclerc.
Behind Alonso.
Hard tyres, 2/10 slower than expected, still suffering from overheating.
So the hard tyres, as you said, Megan, they're overheating in this weather. The mediums are the right ones to be on. So Verstappen's got out, and he hasn't
just
come out
behind Lando.
Yeah, because the pit lane line here this year, it's been moved to right the exit of the pit lane instead of at the end of the last garage. So now
causing a lot of problems.
Yeah, it's 5 extra seconds of pit lane speed, and that has massively affected the run there. So Verstappen's dropped to 7th. And what's the gap between him and Leclerc? 28 seconds.
Yeah.
So Leclerc should pit now and put on a set of another set of softs. Put a set of softs on and hope for safety cars. Sainz dives up the inside of Danny Ricciardo for 9th position at the Nord chicane. Sainz starting to close back up. I think Ferrari are waiting for Carlos to get up there and help out Charles Leclerc.
He's managing it.
Alternate strategy, hards.
It's been 17 laps, not even halfway through the race yet, and he's already got up from 19th to 9th.
Verstappen passes Norris. Norris is down into 7th position. He's not come into the pit lane either, but this is actually bad news for Ferrari because Verstappen got out ahead of Carlos Sainz. And I reckon the plan was that Sainz goes through the field, and by the time Verstappen pits in that first stint, Sainz would still be ahead of him to try and hold him up because Sainz is on the longer stint.
But Sainz had trouble getting past
quite a lot of the cars,
Danny.
yeah. And that spin on the opening lap didn't help either from Tsunoda. And this is Verstappen. Oh, Lando just went wide. Lando literally just went after you, sir. He went through to his teammate in esports. After you. After you.
I think Lando didn't want to have to deal with it right now because I think he wants to pit soon. So he thought, well, it's going to happen anyway.
Just jumped out the way because it was a bit of oversteer there.
I think that was
Verstappen.
strategic.
Okay, you let me know, please, if he's in or not. I know how to push.
You need to push now. You do need to push. He is not in.
So that...
So
they are looking out for him.
Now.
Say again. Both of you said that. Josh.
You need to...
Yellow.
Oh, there's a yellow.
Where's this?
You need Ooh,
It
is.
Yellow flag is it's Leclerc!
Leclerc.
It's Leclerc!
It's Leclerc.
Leclerc's in the wall! And Leclerc is off big time! Brake failure! Leclerc is out of the race once again! Once again! Ferrari's reliability lets them down! The brakes have failed! The brakes have completely failed! The safety car is out! And now they have just gifted Lewis Hamilton the lead of the race! Charles Leclerc into the wall, and it's... Wow!
That's on me.
It's Bon Voyage!
That's on me. Literally a lap or two ago I said, I want someone to crash.
Bon Voyage for the World Championship! It's gone! Hamilton pits! He gets a free pit stop! So does Perez! So does Russell! Mercedes are double stacking! Alonso stays out! Hamilton's not getting the time here! It's a good stop from Hamilton! He was held by Perez, but I'm trying to have a look where Verstappen is! Verstappen's not there! Hamilton leads the French Grand Prix! Perez gets out ahead of Russell! That was crucial as well!
Verstappen should have waited.
5.2 stop for Perez as well. Russell was 4.1. Alonso pitch 2. Verstappen's down the start finish straight. Hamilton leads the French Grand Prix and he's in the net lead. But at the exit of the pit lane, Verstappen's got him. Verstappen's got him. Now,
He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Did Verstappen exceed the track limits there? Because Hamilton was definitely out ahead. How did he get that? As Perez pits all coming in, Sainz pits as well.
How did that happen?
No idea. Sainz has got a problem with the rear left suspension's not going. Sainz with a problem. Sainz with a problem with the rear tyre.
Oh!
Unsafe release into the pass of Alexander Albon and Alonso. Albon.
Albon was going down the pit lane, and then Ferrari just released him into the path.
And Ocon came on the path as well. So Ricciardo, Sainz, Ocon, Stroll, Albon, they're all coming in. But Leclerc is out at the French Grand Prix, and it's now definitely Bon Voyage to the World Championship.
Will Verstappen have to give that place back? Because it was under safety car at the time.
If Hamilton was out on the track, and I think he was, I think Verstappen may have just gone, whoops. So is that
He's going to have to give that place back. I don't think that was taken that long, because look how close they are.
Is it brake failure? It's got to be brake failure. Look at the... Has he spun it? Let's have a look. Now, this is in the Sainz corner. Is it a puncture? Is it a tyre failure? What's happened? And where is it, crucially enough?
I didn't see anything wrong with the tyres. I think he...
It's into Sainz. Oh, let's have a look. Is he going to have a spin? Exit of Sainz. It's turn 11, turn 12, turns in. Brakes fail. Rears lock. Spins it around. And into the wall. Rear tyre let go. Oh, Leclerc!
Did you hear that?
Yeah, gearbox on. But no, it was the rear tyres overheated. Let go and bang.
He should have pitted when we told him to.
Ferrari, you bunch of amateurs. If they'd have pitted him, they would have got it. Look, Ferrari fans angry as well. Well, Verstappen now leads. Leclerc making a mistake once again. Ferrari have lost the championship. End of.
Are you okay?
I got a good photo.
You muppet.
Another throttle pedal issue for Charles Leclerc.
Okay, stop breathing so loud, Charles.
Third time.
Okay, show your anger, why don't you, Charles?
Third time this year. Spain, Azerbaijan, and now at Paul Ricard. Another reliability issue.
Maybe he'll have better luck in Asia.
Oh, the championship's done. Verstappen's going to take 38 plus 25, Megan.
38 plus 25.
Yeah, because if Verstappen wins... Oh, and out goes Yuki Tsunoda with that damage on the opening lap. So 2 retirements in his safety car period.
63.
63-point gap in the championship. That's it. Max Verstappen, the 2021 world champion. 2022 world champion.
But he was the 21.
Yeah. Max Verstappen.
21, 22.
Yeah, Max Verstappen, the
They
2000...
are in at the end of the lap.
Yeah, Max Verstappen, now the 2022 world champion.
That's if Perez doesn't get in the way.
He's all right? Yes, I'm told he's okay, Max.
That's nice.
Yeah, at least it's concerned. Oh, I just realised something.
What? Hamilton's right behind him? He's not going to fight?
No, Max looked out massively. He pitted at the perfect time.
Yeah, he got the right strategy there.
No, because the way that Charles actually spun, if Max was there, he would have been a hit.
Yeah,
they would have taken Max off too.
Because Max was right at the back of him, yeah, he's on the outside manoeuvre.
He looked out, he avoided that.
Someone's going to tell me, I can already sense at the end of this race that no scream from Clair will be a meme by the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
when you fail a
It
test.
has already become a meme. It has already become a meme.
Yeah. And just like that, Ferrari's weekend is out. Just like that, Gwenwyn, the World Championship is done. Max is the champion. No matter what, this was a crucial round of the championship. Leclerc needed to win. He hasn't. Ted.
They are shocked on the pit wall, Ferrari pit wall. They are shocked in the crowd. The home favourite, the man who dominated yesterday, Charles Leclerc. And was it a mistake that put him in the barrier? Was that him trying to recover, Paul? Trying to get into reverse, thinking that with a bit of a clonk, but maybe if he could try and get some throttle and reverse, he might, or with the front wheels completely off.
I think the front wheel was just barged into the front there as Verstappen. The safety car's left him now as well. This is the Mercedes GTR safety car. And now, look at this. We've got Verstappen versus Hamilton.
With Perez behind.
Yeah, this is golden for Lewis Hamilton now to take a race win. But can he beat the Red Bull?
I kind of miss it.
Ferrari have kicked themselves in with an own goal. Russell now, he's going to have to charge after Perez. Hamilton's charging after Verstappen as well. Looks like Hamilton's tyres are actually already old. Verstappen's gone for it already. There's no overtaking until the start-finish line. It's green flag and race on here in Le Castellet. Hamilton gets a poor restart. And Max is already a second ahead by the time they get to the start line.
I don't know who to root for.
Russell probably. Alonso's getting in as well, but the championship's pretty much done and dusted now.
Sainz has passed Ricciardo.
Yeah, Sainz on the inside line down to turn 1, gets ahead of Danny Rick, so Sainz goes to 7th. Everyone's now looking at Carlos Sainz as a hope, but the championship, it was already 38 points coming into this race. If Verstappen wins this race, the gap will go up to 63 points. 60, possibly 64.
If he gets fastest lap.
Yeah,
which currently belongs to Clair.
Yeah.
Bit useless now, though.
I can't believe it. What a dramatic turnaround here at the French Grand Prix. Le Castellet certainly giving us an entertaining race right now. Russell's closing in the back of Perez. Sainz going on the inside of Norris as well. Sainz up to 6.
Maybe Ferrari do have a chance.
What, from the back of the grid to the front of the grid for Carlos Sainz?
Yeah.
Another safety car might do it, but that means that's someone else.
Sainz looks mad.
Not surprised, wouldn't you be?
He looks really mad.
Oh, if you are just joining us, Charles Leclerc is out of the race for the 3rd time this season with a mechanical failure. This time the brakes failing and the throttle dying out on him as well.
Oh.
He's out of the race.
My.
What have you noticed, Megan? Megan is pointing Fernando Alonso in 5th position. Yeah,
No.
I knew that.
No.
3/10 of a gap between Alonso and Sainz.
He's only just got past Lando.
Well, we are on a safety car restart, and he's on fresh tyres, isn't he?
There was like a second gap between them.
Faster car, fresher tyres, newer engine, remember? Whole new thing.
Angry driver.
Angry driver, yeah. Nico Rosberg, what do you say? Actually, going to wait that because here comes Carlos Sainz and Fernando Alonso down towards turn number 1 as well with the DRS not open for another 2 laps. Sainz going to have to do this on slipstream, goes on the inside line. Alonso shuts the door, and Sainz won't go through there. If Alonso takes Sainz out, I think Italy might disown him.
They might.
Because if you're once a Ferrari driver, always a Ferrari driver is the saying. Rachel Brooks is... Oh, okay, Rachel Brooks will be interviewing Charles Leclerc at some point today. There he is. And Charles Leclerc walking into a volley of cameras as well. Watch it, don't hit your camera on the gate there, mate. Charles Leclerc out of the race, Megan, with the helmet on. He does not want to speak to anybody, does he?
No, he does not. He don't want people to see his crying face.
Carlos Sainz looks to the inside of Fernando Alonso as well into the North chicane and gets ahead. Sainz goes to 5th and now sets after the top 5.
He just let him through. He knows not to get in between this. This is Carlos Sainz calling for blood.
Verstappen...
Don't know whose.
Just like to point out, Verstappen could have a really bad run of races in the second half of the season as we go to the Asia races, as well as Singapore, Japan. But that's too late.
He does kind of have a history of not being good at Asia races.
Yeah, he does actually, and I don't know. It's worrying me a little bit.
But Hamilton has a history of being good at them. So does Perez.
Yeah, well, we need Leclerc to be good at
Who
them.
now?
Yellow.
Not sure who.
I swear, Carl.
It's Schumacher! It's Schumacher!
No, anyone but him.
Schumacher is off! And he's off! And he's in a crash as well!
He's fine.
He gets going again. That is in the exit.
Why is it still a yellow out, though?
Floor damage.
Now?
Green flag, yeah.
Green.
That was... He's hit Joe. I think he's hit Joe coming through turn 12.
Who hasn't hit Joe?
Let's take a look at it on the replay. Yeah, look, Joe's in the pits. Joe's got damage. Joe's got no front wing. Zhou, I think, has hit Schumacher as Schumacher gets going. So we need a replay, please, director.
I don't want to see Zhou pit. I want to see what happened.
I love how David Croft just says, when seeing Zhou's front wing going off and Schumacher spinning, I wonder if there was contact between the two of them. What do you think happened, Crofty? They played conkers a bit too hard.
I wonder how that front wing got damaged.
Zhou and Schumacher have hit each other. That's obvious. So Zhou now going to go on a new set of hard tyres. He had another set left anyway. Front wing gets changed. He's now last anyway in the field in 18th position with Clair and Tsunoda out of the race. Here's the replay. So there is Zhou. Where's Schumacher? Schumacher
was ahead.
No, Schumacher's around the outside.
It was ahead
Zhou doesn't know he's there. Schumacher appears. Zhou understeers and tags into the back of him.
So he didn't know he was there. When he passed him, it just completely turned him round.
Yeah, it disrupted the aero to the car. That's a racing incident, in my opinion, yeah.
Yeah, they just got a bit too close to each other.
Lane.
Go on, Josh.
Pit lane incident involving Sainz under investigation, unsafe release.
Yeah.
I thought it would be, because we all said that was a bit too dangerous.
That was very dangerous. They almost hit each other.
Into the path of Albon, yeah.
That wasn't even slightly into the path. People were looking that way, and they still let him go.
Can't believe Leclerc has done it again. That's the third time this year. The championship's over for him now.
5-second time penalty for Sainz.
Unsafe
Take it now.
release. Wow. So, but it's a one-stop race.
I would have fined.
Let's hear from Lewis Hamilton now. He's on the pit lane radio.
And maybe debris exit 11. Debris exit 11.
You think?
That's for Schumacher, yeah. There's just at the exit. So don't run over it. Don't give yourself a puncture, basically, as well. Just give yourself as much breathing space as possible as George Russell now on board with hunting down Sergio Perez in third position. DRS is active as well. He's going to go hammer and toe. He's getting very, very close indeed into the braking zone. Can he get the manoeuvre done? Not into the Nord chicane.
Is it weird? I kind of miss when Mercedes actually won something.
They haven't won anything since Saudi Arabia last year.
I kind of miss it, and I feel bad for Russell. As soon as he joins, they just don't do anything.
I know. This is the unsafe release. It was a bit late, wasn't it, for Sainz? Because
look, you have people looking that way, and they still let him go.
Albon had to put the brakes on, so yeah.
That's McLaren's team, or Norris got hit.
There was something on the rear tyre. They were looking at it and thinking, look, they're having a committee meeting about the rear right tyre. And then as soon as they released it,
boom,
right into the path. We saw that from that camera angle. We thought, whoa, a bit too close.
Yeah, literally less than a second. A tyre would have been hit and people would have been hit.
Investigation, Schumacher and Zhou.
Oh, no, that was a racing incident. We don't need a penalty. Zhou came off worse and he hit him. Schumacher's got problems as well.
And it just went into positions they were meant to be in.
Yeah, that doesn't need to be a time penalty as well. But we don't miss 2 laps ahead. Mercedes wins, Megan, says Gwenwyn. That's true.
No. Though we just missed when they actually won something.
Last year we miss.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much, we missed...
The dramatics.
Yeah, we missed 2021.
We missed people crashing every 5 minutes and being unsuspecting winners.
What I hate is that they finally get the cars right and perfect, and they changed the regulations this year, and we're right back to the start again.
Yeah.
I would have much rather we just kept with last year's cars, because Ferrari were closing up.
Yeah. I didn't see much wrong with last year's regulations, apart from...
the Mercedes domination for 7 years, yeah.
Yeah.
But still, Red Bull were up there. That gave us an exciting race. Now it's actually Red Bull, Mercedes, Red Bull, Mercedes. It's in last year. Is it somebody?
So we got an Alpine, and then we got McLaren.
Yeah, is it last year already? It's got that feeling of 2021, isn't it? But
then another Alpine. Oh, and then we've also got an Aston Martin. Oh, and then a Williams.
Hamilton has set the fastest first sector time. A 20. This is
nice radio.
Unfortunately, we have a 5-second stop and go penalty. We're serving at the next pit stop.
It's not stop and go. It's
5-second penalty. Yeah, sorry, 5-second penalty.
Yeah, phew.
Yeah, it's not a stop go. It's a penalty. But Ferrari letting their cat out of the bag there at the next pit stop. It's a 2-stopper for Ferrari.
And Sainz was just like, it's a 1-stopper.
Unfortunately, we have a 5-second stop and go penalty. We're serving at the next pit stop.
It's not stop and go. It's
5-second penalty. Yeah, sorry, 5-second penalty.
Let's listen.
You're quicker than these guys, you know?
Yeah, we are quicker. We are in the race.
Oh, yes. Start bragging now, Carlos.
They need a safety car. to stop that, because they're going to have 5 seconds extra stationary in the pit lane for that unsafe release, and they need another safety car. But who could throw out another safety car? Ocon. Oh, that's nice. It's his own race. He's P9.
No, well, both Ocon and also look where he is now. How the hell did that happen?
He's dropped to 9th, yeah.
There's something changed on that board there, and it's to do with him.
Yeah, I think
his timings as well.
Gasly has the DRS and Albon in the battle for 11th place, as well as Sainz is now right up behind George Russell, as Ferrari need Sainz to win this race. They really do, but it's game over for the World Championship.
What do we see in turn 11? Very inconsistent the last 2 laps at 11B. Is a win.
So Winner's picked up in turn 11, that's correct. Winner's picked up.
Sainz fastest sector 2 time.
29.588, yeah. But it's 5-second time penalty for Zhou.
No one's going to like it.
Oh, Ted.
Zhou didn't deserve that.
On foot.
Tedos.
But not speaking. Ted, come in.
Ted, can you hear us?
Well, Ted, you're normally a lot quicker than this.
Crofty, hello.
Oh, there you are.
My battery's
you just do that deliberately.
No, my battery's just died in the heat.
Fair enough.
What did you say? I was just changing batteries in my pack. Did you say, Ted, what have you got?
Yeah, something like that.
What I've got is that, obviously, I don't know what you've said for the last 20 seconds, because you're changing batteries in my pack.
Basically just Ted.
It's affecting us. So obviously, Sainz has to pit again because he's on the medium tyre and has to go to the end of the race. That can't go, that medium tyre now. We don't think that can go to the end of the race. They're going to try, but yeah, it's that was the
We need to fix this engine brake
for me. Just a one on the McLarens as well. Very, very close. Alonso to Norris, Norris to Ricciardo. In this phase and on this tyre, it looks like the McLaren is quicker than the Alpine, but Alonso has track position. I'm going to put my battery pack in a very convenient box of dry ice that I found down in this last garage and cooling everything down. Sorry about that.
No worries, Ted. I know exactly how bad equipment can get in extreme heat weather. This headset I had to wear at Snetterton last year over ears that were blistered as hell. And let me tell you something, that was the most uncomfortable couple of hours I've ever had. This got really hot. I thought the headset was broke, to be fair, when we got back on the Sunday, and it was going to be another one. Let's enter to the YouTube chat quickly and go through some things as well. Yeah, he's going to have to pit again, but probably those are mediums. Yeah, you're right there, Gwen, as Ted said as well, so you were ahead of Ted there. He's going to have to pit again. The Little Owl says, Zhou earned that penalty. He lost control of the car and hit Schumi, mainly his fault. Which tyres does Sainz have? Sainz on the mediums is going to have to stop again, but
Alonso.
Okay, last lap, Norris did a 39.3, gained a little bit in sector 3.
Yeah, no problem. I want them very close to me to kill the tires.
Copy that, mate. Just keeping you posted.
Yeah, but mainly I would say as well was the problem that Zhou had his ear taken away from him by Schumacher around the outside. So the aero of the car completely changed, and he wouldn't have been able to save that in any way. So it was 50-50 in my books, and would have been we should have really been just a racing incident. But the stewards like to give you whatever out here today. Who is the driver steward this weekend who's making some of the decisions out there? Oh, it's Liuzzi. Of course it's Liuzzi. Vitello Liuzzi, as well as Jihad Ensa, Mancelli, and Jean-Marie Kempef as well. Ow! I'm trying to unmute the mic. I'm getting a headset. I'm getting a shock. Verstappen radio.
Put your hand on that.
Okay, Max. Turn 5 looks like rear locking.
This method.
So be about 4 if you need it for that corner.
Verstappen's got rear locking problems. Wouldn't it be bad if he just stuck? Because that'll keep the championship on exactly the same points. I really want that. I don't want Max to retire from the race or anything. I just want Max to score no points. We need...
What, just...
Yeah, because then it keeps the title
swap
alive.
places with Magnussen.
If Verstappen goes 68 points ahead in the championship to Leclerc, it's dead.
Yeah.
Anthony Davidson, to you at Race Control.
Responded with the best middle sector, and Red Bull still had that mightily superior top pace over the Mercedes.
And
yeah, well, he's been chatting consistently. I've been listening to that with Bono, his race engineer, just chipping away at where he can find some lap time asking where Perez mainly was fastening him, because he could see in the final sector, as we're watching Gasly making a very late lunge.
Whoa, straight off the track.
Well off the track there, having to go around the
10 will
bollard.
help
But yeah, back to
understand.
Lewis. He's been methodically chipping away at where he can find some extra lap time from that Mercedes. He's been told to keep it cool though in turn 15. He's put in too much front stress through the front left tyre. But yeah, good to see he's got a bit of pace in that car. But he was concerned he was losing a bit too much time to Perez in the final sector. And Bono just came on the radio and said, no, it looks like we're okay. We're matching them in the final sector. It's just their straight line speed, which we've seen all the way through this weekend.
Yeah, I tell you who is doing a fine job of defending here is George Russell.
Yeah, because Sainz is right behind him, isn't he, as well at the moment? So they are just going hammer and tong with each other as well.
I was just watching their sector times.
It's getting good, isn't it? This race is getting very entertaining out here right now. 29 laps. This is certainly the best French Grand Prix we've had at this circuit as well. This is getting entertaining. 137.696 for Verstappen. Yeah, and as Crofty just said, bar Russell's crash at Silverstone, he's been top 5 every race this year.
He has.
He really is
Mr. Consistent.
Yeah, he still is Mr. Consistent. We all said, because he would have gone back in that race at Silverstone, so everyone agreed if he was top 5 next race, we'll continue calling him Mr. Consistent. And he is.
Yeah, and it wasn't his fault because they disobeyed an order. Because they were told, the marshals were told, leave the car. You do not touch the car.
And
what do they do?
Back of the truck.
I'm just going to put this car on the back of a truck even though you're still going to go out on it. Just like,
yeah.
Why?
Because there was nothing wrong. It just had a puncture. It couldn't restart it, but still.
It could have been easily fixed.
I think they quoted the 10-minute rule, didn't they? Like the cars. Say again?
Norris, two track limits at turn 6 in 2 laps.
Oh dear.
Lando, maybe calm it.
One more and he gets
Fernando isn't that much of a person to deal with
Okay,
right
we
now.
need to do some more management of wheel spin out of 9, 13 and 15. So 9, 13, 15.
No black and white flags though.
Yeah, not yet. They just seem to be going for straight penalties as Russell defending against Carlos Sainz as well. Sainz has to take a 5-second penalty at his next pit stop. But this is looking good from Sainz. He gets a great exit coming out of the North chicane. Russell can't defend. Sainz goes right round the outside at the Sainz corner. Russell keeps it through. Oh, what a tremendous move from Carlos Sainz. He went round the outside and almost caused contact between the two.
How was that not a lock-up
Russell locked up then.
Russell did lock up and he nearly took Sainz out. Sainz, that was fantastic from the Spaniard. Brilliant racing.
I'm still trying to figure out how he didn't go off.
Let's take a look at it from the North chicane. Slings up the inside line, does the switcheroo, gets back. Russell goes defensive, gets a little wiggle on the exit, and here comes Sainz.
Okay, that was 2 strikes.
Right, so Sainz goes up on the inside, and then I think he slightly locked up, almost made contact, and just breezed past as fast as he could. That was at high speed as well. He had to take that corner at really high speeds.
Monte bene.
Sainz track limits, turn 3.
Oh, Ted!
With no more pit stops. So if we think Sainz will have to stop again. And Perez now getting close to Hamilton, ever closer, but Hamilton just holding on and having to protect his tyres as well. If Verstappen goes to the end of the race, that'll be one amazingly long stint. Considering he stops on what, 15? Lap 15 to the end of the race, to lap 53 on one set of hard tyres. But yeah, it's going well so far.
Thanks, Ted. Yeah, that's a worry. I don't think anyone could stop again. I think everyone's got to stop again, Josh, because the tyres are way too old by the time we get to the end of it. That safety car came at the right time, but not for a one-stopper, but only for a two-stopper.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see. And I've just realised on the driver tracker on the T feed, it's even got the private runway.
Oh, it does. Yeah, I've just noticed that. You can all see it as well. It's the runways at the side of the start-finish straight. That's what we've been talking about all weekend, the runway. Just alongside. That's how everyone gets in and out of the circuit in the evening as well. It's a private flight straight from this track back to Biggin Hill for those in the UK. F1 bringing some planes, take the personnel off, and away you go. No, not having to go through Nice Airport. Not for the drivers. And Sky F1 are on that flight out of here as well later. So the only other part of the track that can work at, Kuala Lumpur. Because the airport Kuala Lumpur is literally over the fence. It's right there. Although the one problem with Kuala Lumpur is
the noise.
No, it is incredibly bad to get out there because it may be a stone's throw away over the fence, but driving there, you have to go sort of in a triangle to get to it because there's no direct road alongside the track.
Might as well just go over the fence.
Yeah. Charlie, Russell Radio.
So George Sainz likely will try to get to the end if he stops. He doesn't feature in our race.
Doesn't feature.
So Sainz is irrelevant to Mercedes' race then.
It's like he's got a 5-second time penalty. Just stay within that 5 seconds of him and you're fine.
Lewis Hamilton is going to get podium 186 of his Formula 1 career in his 300th Grand Prix start. He's only been off the podium for 125 races in his career.
That's pretty decent.
Jeez.
That is an amazing... That must be, what, 75% at least, always on the podium.
Yeah, I think it is.
In his debut year, he went 7, maybe 8 races, always on the podium. The only one he didn't was the, when it failed, the Nürburgring, 2007, that rainstorm, then he went off the track.
That's fair.
Yeah. Got it going again, though. Everyone else retired. He kept it going, kept the engine in.
Everyone else, I can't do this. Lewis. Hold my steering wheel.
Yeah, just stayed there, got him lifted out of a dangerous spot.
Magnussen and Gasly battling out further behind.
Yeah, here it is. Magnussen is in 14th position. Gasly is 15th. And this is a replay of Lewis Hamilton at turn number 1 at Valente. Turns over the exit and has a bit of oversteer and runs over the curbs at the exit of turn 1. So that's why Lewis lost a second on that last lap. And Sainz's tyres look like they're blistering like mad in this track temperature. Which
they are. And he's using them a lot.
57 degrees track temperature right now, as you can see on your monitors. If you're watching on the YouTube screen, if you're listening on USON, it is a 57-degree track temperature.
He's really working hard with those tyres too, so I won't be surprised if he decides to pit soon.
Gasly's closing in on Magnussen as well for that battle that Josh pointed out as well. It's getting a bit tight through turn 1 and turn 2. Verstappen leads by 6 seconds now to Lewis Hamilton. Perez is 3rd, Sainz 4th, Russell 5th, Alonso 6th, Norris is 7th, Ricciardo 8th, Ocon 9th, and Stroll rounds out the top 10. Further down, Albon is 11th, Vettel is 12th, Bottas 13th, Magnussen 14th, Gasly is 15th, Latifi 16th, Schumacher is 17th, Zhou 18th, and out of the race is Tsunoda after opening lap damage. He retired 2 laps after Charles Leclerc crashed into the wall with a brake failure. That was already... how many laps ago was that now? It was on about 15 laps ago. 15 laps, I've been told.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Roundabout.
Because it can't tell out now.
It was lap 18 and it came in my window.
Came in the window, yeah, of that Pirelli stop guide. Just pop that up a sec, would you, Josh, if you've still got that guide on your OBS. I want to take a look at that strategy guide if you've got it.
Latifi is the only one without any points. He needs some.
Right, thanks, Josh. So Josh now with the fades over. This is some great stuff. Here we go. Let's take a look. So that third stopper, yeah, a 2-stopper is likely if you went from medium to hard, then back to medium again. Sainz has gone to medium from hard, so he's done the reverse, but he did it too early. Did it way too early. So he can't make it to the end of that. He's done hard to medium, then back to hard again, and there's no strategy for that because it's not even been considered. So he's done the extreme alternate. Thanks for that, Josh. On the graphic as well there. So he's really in trouble now, isn't he?
He is. Wait, the only one who didn't ever pit was Leclerc. No wonder he crashed.
Yeah, he was just about to come in the pits. Sainz's tyres is worrying me. That front right looks like it's got a massive hole in it.
It's going to burst if he doesn't go in.
Russell Radio.
So Sainz 3 ahead. We think his tyre will start to drop from onwards.
You think?
Burst if he's not careful.
Right, so you think it looks like someone's running a machete along it?
It's going to burst if he's not careful. That tyre is about 2 laps away from blowing. Sainz, go on, Josh.
Yeah. Ferrari strategies be like.
See no evil, speak no evil.
May I just point out?
Next.
Sainz's tyre.
Yes.
The sun. Steak. Meat cleaver.
Yeah, just bang, straight through it. It's not working, is it? They need to pit soon. 19 laps to go. I don't think that tyre lasts another 2 laps, to be fair.
I don't think he'll make it to lap 40.
No, I don't. It's going to blow, and they're going to be very, very careful with that.
And then he's going to spin into Perez.
That could cause the second safety car, you know.
Maybe, yeah.
Oh, there's only 19 laps to go. Tedos!
The McLarens are in an Alpine sandwich. I don't know what an Alpine sandwich is. Crofty may be involving Gruyere or Emmental, but now Esteban Ocon is really pressuring the
Lando
second McLaren on the road, which is Daniel Ricciardo from behind. Ocon has been really closing up. So Alonso saying earlier on in the lead Alpine, of course it's 6th Alonso, 7th Norris, 8th Ricciardo, 9th Ocon. So those two McLarens being toyed with a bit, played with a bit by Fernando Alonso in the lead Alpine, and that's helping Ocon close up and pressure Ricciardo.
Back like a child.
Go on, Ted. Go on, Max.
You can just see Hamilton at the front leading, and then George at the back just like, wait up!
Desperately trying to catch up, isn't he? It's just not working out. On board now as well with Esteban Ocon, trying to get past Danny Ricciardo. Can't find a way through at the inside of the North chicane. Just got to get a good exit. No DRS in this half of the straight, just the first, as he opens it up. So no one at the moment is having any pit stops, which is bizarre. I thought we would see them more, because as the little L points out, it just looks like blistering to me as well. Should be fine. It's aggressive blistering. It's really, as you can see, because you've seen it as well, it's really bad. Don't like the look of it. Stroll's calling somebody and a donkey's backside. What's going on here?
What was that, man?
No idea.
The least Canadian person I've ever heard.
I know, no idea what's going on there as well. He's pretty much Canadian, though, isn't he? Where is Stroll, anyway? He's down
I mean,
in
calling
10th.
someone a donkey, though, that kind of just like, that does make me think Canadian.
So Alonso got damaged to his... Is that Ocon got damaged to his front part of his wing? It looks like it's sort of a little bit skew-whiff.
Ooh, it's a bit
I can't
loose.
See, where is it? There it is. Look at the left-hand side on RTV pictures.
That is a bit loose.
Just there. Looks like it's a bit wide. Stroll radio.
And Lance, we need to be careful with the chin.
Yes, leave me alone.
Okay, your dad may be rich, though do not speak to people like that. I get you racing, though don't say yes, leave me alone. He's trying to help you, shut up.
Just
and Lance, we
need to praise Daniel as well on his weekend, because in qualifying he was just over a 10th away from Lando. Now in the race, on race pace, he's right there with him, stuck behind him. I think it's a good weekend for Daniel. You know, he's on the right track to finding his way again here.
We just have this team radio.
Is anyone else having deck?
Yeah, just commenting about that. Looks like last couple of laps, seeing it on a lot of cars. Maybe wind.
So the wind is getting up here. You know what this place is like, Nico.
Hamilton,
you know, it can be quite strong gusts here. Tyre deg between now and the checkered flag very much going to come into play.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's, as you've been saying, a massively long stint here. And with the wind, it can really hurt tyre deg even more, because the wind is very gusty and it changes direction as well. And it just unsettles the car a lot, putting much more oversteer, understeer into the car. It's also very difficult for the drivers to manage. So that's a big extra challenge that they have. So the end of the race could still come very interesting.
Thanks, Nico. Timing's stopped at the moment, but it's got going again. Here comes Gasly on the inside line, passing Magnussen. So Gasly has passed Kevin Magnussen. And
his parents actually smile now.
Yeah, Gasly's parents here this weekend cheering him on, as Gasly's up into 13th place from where he started. Have you got anything, Josh?
Yeah, I was just looking, Sainz on 18-lap mediums and Gasly on 18-lap mediums, so it will be interesting to get a good shot of Gasly's tyres as well as Bottas pits.
Yeah, Bottas then will make it a two-stopper in this race. I'd love to see if what we can get out of that tyres as well. So Bottas drops down to 17. So Alfa Romeo having their worst performance of the season so far, and Bottas' worst performance of definitely this season, being down in 17th position. It's lap 37 of 53, 17 laps to go. And remember what Ian Burch always says, the last 15 laps, anything can happen.
Blue flags.
Yeah. McLaren are on top of the world, though.
7th and 8th at the moment, yeah. But anything can happen in 15 laps, as Ian Burch always rattles on about when he's in the commentary box. And we'll see him back in Belgium. Well, actually, you'll see him in Hungary qualifying, but he won't be in the race because he'll be doing Formula E.
Yeah.
So you'll
make your guest appearance.
Yes. Next, so will you, because you're not on that weekend. Verstappen.
Exactly.
Everyone must be struggling with the left front.
Okay,
That is scary how accurate that was.
Yellow. Gone green though. Someone went for a little bit of an off-track excursion.
When I look at everyone's left front, it looks horrid.
Let's
That's scary how accurate he was with that.
Yeah, there is Sainz's problems as well. Just having a lot of...
He's got it on both tyres now.
Yeah, this is not looking good on the front there. I'm a bit worried because remember Hamilton's tyre at Silverstone, Raikkonen's tyre in 05 at Nürburgring. It's a very high-speed circuit, this, and if it fails, it'll go off in a big fashion. But Sainz is closing down Perez. Verstappen.
Okay, understood.
Josh?
Yellow.
Yeah.
There's Latifi.
What's
and
this yellow for?
It's Latifi.
Oh,
Yeah.
he spun. Exit turn 1. So Latifi's gone for a spin and he gets it going again.
I genuinely thought that was going to be for Sainz.
I did actually.
As
Go on,
soon
Josh.
as I mentioned Latifi, I was going to say Latifi had the DRS down on Magnussen and got past on the front straight, but then spun and then dropped down behind Magnussen and Schumacher. Here's a replay. Latifi going up the inside. Is there contact? Yes, there is contact. There's contact with Kevin Magnussen, and Latifi nearly swipes out Magnussen when he's spinning around. Here's an off angle.
The one time.
Oh, that's proper.
Latifi makes an improvement, and Kevin literally forces him off the track.
I don't know if that was an improvement from Latifi there.
He was going to get past him.
No kid.
Give me 12.
That was Latifi's radio. As Josh said, it has been noticed. It was between Schumacher and Latifi, apparently. But
Schumacher?
No, it was between Magnussen and
Yeah.
It wasn't Schumacher. It was definitely K-Mag.
It was Magnussen.
But yeah, Magnussen sort of came through and just hit the side of him. I would read that as a K-Mag incident, to be fair.
Yeah, because Magnussen
didn't give him enough room. But then again, Latifi didn't give anything. Let's see what the stewards will say. It's under investigation.
Magnussen was past like Schumacher. That's why he's ahead of him now.
Turned to incident involving Latifi and Magnussen now.
There we go.
Good.
I knew it'd be a confusion because it just doesn't make sense.
And Magnussen pits.
Ah,
And so does Latifi.
So Magnussen's... Yeah, damage, definitely. That's why he's coming to the pit lane. No other reason for it. Both of them in then.
Also their tyres.
Yeah, they went over
Blistering
the...
heat and that.
Sainz radio.
We are considering plan A, everything, and you let me know. We need to decide now.
Under investigation.
Yes.
Plan A. Extreme plan A.
You gonna pit yet, Carlos?
I think a plan A is don't pit. Oh, out goes Kevin Magnussen. It's to retire. He must have damaged something on the side cooling pod.
You shouldn't have forced him off the track then.
And Latifi is back out on the track, and Sebastian Vettel's had some problems out here as well. He's on the inside line, and he's got ahead of Alexander Albon into turn number 1. That's
it's all good.
He's up into 11th.
No, we need something good. Everyone seems to just be trying to hit each other off for 5 seconds now.
Does seem to be that way, yes. Magnussen is and always will be stupid. The Clair 2018, says the little owl as well. That was a bit of a daredevil manoeuvre from Magnussen. And speaking of daredevil, he's been announced that he's getting 18 episodes in a Daredevil Born Again TV series in Marvel Phase 5.
Why does that not surprise me?
I know. I'm very happy about that. One thing I'm not happy about
We
though
are
is...
considering plan A, everything, and you let me know. We need to decide now. But I think it's difficult.
One thing I'm not happy about is no Spider-Man yet. I like the Spider-Man. Science video.
Copy. Think about okay, copy. Plan D confirmed then. Plan D confirmed.
Wow. D? So instead of plan A, they've gone straight to plan D. So they've even missed plan C.
You gonna pit now?
We've had plan A, plan B, back to plan A, then no plan C, and we've gone back to plan D. Blimey, Ferrari, what are you up to?
I don't know, they keep just skipping past letters and going straight for the other ones.
I'll tell you one thing, this is going to put Sainz into 5th position. He's going to lose a place to Russell here. And this will be equally, I think, Ferrari's...
Maybe even Fernando.
Yeah, this is going to be one of Ferrari's...
No, we cannot pass. So, copy. Think about it.
Okay. Sainz again.
Do we know if You think they stay out till the end?
Then let's stop. If not, we're not gonna have enough laps to catch.
Okay, stay out, stay out.
Get a puncture, get a puncture.
Hang on, Sainz has said over the radio, let's stop, otherwise we're not going to catch them. So let's stop now, and then at least go for it. But Mr. Ferrari has said, no, stay out, stay out. I don't know, stay out. You've got Russell bounding down on you. You risk a problem with a puncture, but he is closing after Perez. In fact, he's going for a move here as Carlos Sainz at the back of Perez. What do we do?
Do they have something against their drivers pitting?
I think Ferrari have got a self-destruct button on World Championships. They cannot seem to do anything. But look at this. Sainz has found some pace as he's going to go right round the outside in Sainz to try and pass Sergio Perez. It's a move he did on George Russell a few laps ago. Perez gave him no room. They touch wings. Little bit of a lock-up and dust being kicked up there by Sainz. Surely he's got to pit now. That tyre is screaming for mercy.
It is. And look at the other.
Sainz, yeah, this is not good into Labose. Sainz now back on the power. Going back on Perez. At about exit.
Not that
Perez
wheel.
goes defensive again. Sainz goes around the outside into turn 15. Can he get him? He's got him. He's got him.
Speed confirmed.
Not now.
Yeah, not now. Not now. They're talking. Perez goes back on the inside line. Sainz is side by side. Sainz gives him the squeeze. Perez is level with him down towards turn 1. Sainz is going to get ahead. Perez might do the switch back, and Sainz takes third. How did that happen? But the team came over and talked to him when he was in an overtake.
Of all the times,
Ferrari can see that there's an overtake, and they've gone to talk to him. Ferrari, I'm really at a word.
No, not now. Not now.
Yeah, let's listen to that once again.
Come on, guys. I forgot you called me boxer.
Track limits.
Yeah, he went right. This is what the original message said.
Box, Carlos, box. Speed confirmed.
Not now, not now. Not now.
So Ferrari finally agree with him to box, but now Sainz is passing. And Perez must have a problem. Russell goes on the inside.
Contact.
Off goes Perez. Russell was so late into the turn 4, and Perez passes Sainz. Perez just straight lines
He's
through
gonna have to
Bistro
give back.
chicane. He's done
back.
it. He's done it. But what happened there? Russell came out of nowhere, came on the inside of the North chicane and forced off Perez.
I think Zhou got a shock of his life just then.
Zhou's being lapped and he's getting passed by everybody, and there's like 4 cars meeting in one part of the track. And unsurprisingly, Perez has set the fastest ever second sector.
Come on, guys. I forgot you called. I was up the inside. He just turned it and I had to take the car.
So within 5 seconds,
Sainz
they get a
pits.
penalty.
At least he admits to it.
Oh, well, did he have...
Yeah, Sainz pits. So Ferrari comes in now with Sainz coming in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's cut away. Cut away. What was the pit stop time?
They better get a move on then.
So, Sergio Perez under investigation by the stewards as well. They've responded to it because but Russell should get 1 too. Russell might get a penalty. 9.3, so 5 seconds, 6 seconds.
That was a 4.3 second stop. What's going on with them?
Really bad stop there from Ferrari.
Do you know what's funny?
Yeah.
As soon as I put my hand down, I was predicting them stopping it, and he stopped.
And Sainz rejoins the race in 9th position on a brand new set of medium compound tyres. I don't think he had a brand new set of medium compound tyres, did he? Yes, he did. Sainz did have a second set of brand new mediums. Just correct that with me, Josh. Is that a brand new set of mediums on for Sainz?
That is a brand new set of mediums, and the incident between Latifi and Magnussen will be investigated after the race.
Oh, Latifi's still in the pit.
Right. Let's take a look at Russell.
I think Latifi's going to
Russell's up the inside. Perez closed it off in the braking zone. That's Perez who should get a penalty.
Yeah.
Perez turned in on Russell in the braking zone.
That was completely cutting him off.
And Perez, look, in the braking zone, braking, still turning. Never gave him any room. That's Perez's fault.
He hit me, man. He pushed me off.
Copy, Checo.
He pushed you up. You gave him no room, Checo.
Yeah, and he cut the corner. He's gained an advantage. So Perez has gained an advantage over Russell. 10 laps to go. That should be a penalty for Perez, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Josh.
Latifi is into a tyre, I think.
Oh, Latifi's out of the race, so we've lost so many already in this race. As we come back through, Sainz is battling with Ocon as well. Look at that, 10 laps to go. Inside the last 15 laps. And Sainz passes Ocon. Sainz gets through an Ocon who's on old hard tyres. Ian Burch is right. 15 laps to go. Everything just kicks off, doesn't it?
It really does.
He is continually right again as well. And it is kicking off now as we come through.
I think he's ever not going to be right with that.
Yeah, let's hear from Nico Rosberg.
Like there's almost like half a lap of battling going on and they're just doing their calculations and forgetting to look at the screen, you know, whilst he's fighting there for position. Let's see if it still pays off for them, but
George, you can still do that on the track even. Come on, guys, we need to do something. You went straight on. We need to have time.
Thanks, George. We were not ahead there.
Doesn't matter. So Mercedes has said, no, we're not going to report it because you weren't enough alongside. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Last year, Toto Wolff said to the stewards that Hamilton was alongside, so deserved space when it was the same position at Silverstone.
Oh, George again.
Front wheel to rear wheel is the rule if you're attacking. I was definitely from wheel to rear wheel.
Yeah, you were. He was.
So under
we did. He was. What is...
Why is they neglecting George?
I don't know what's going on here. So Toto Wolff has said, nope, you weren't side by side. It wasn't anything. Perez shut the door when Russell was going on the inside line.
He was just trying to go round a corner.
Russell had the right to some space. Perez didn't give him. Finally, incident's been noted. In my opinion, that's a 5-second time penalty for Perez because he shut the door way before in the braking zone. He moved in the braking zone. That's what Verstappen did. Ted.
Story for me. The other story for me is that Perez has just killed his tyres and is slow. This is a hangover from him being slow on Friday.
Russell, 2 seconds, Ted.
2 seconds.
George, keep your head down. You can hunt him down.
Toto. This is the second time Toto's been on the radio telling George to stop complaining about not having the place given back.
But it should be a
penalty.
penalty.
Can still get Checo Perez.
Why didn't you listen
Mercedes
to George?
and Toto has seen what we can see down here, that Perez is vulnerable. I think his tyres have gone.
Thanks, Ted. Yeah, you're right. And Esteban Ocon is closing in as well. George, keep your head down. Toto coming over the radio. Sainz has set the fastest lap of the race on 136.246. Josh.
No further investigation.
Wow. Between Perez and Russell, no further investigation. So Russell's got to pass Perez on the track with 9 laps to go. It might just be possible because Perez's tyres are dead as Ocon is closing in on Ricciardo.
There are only 7 drivers right now that are behaving perfectly fine.
And they're all not even battling each other.
Exactly. Verstappen, Hamilton, Alonso, Norris, Ricciardo, Vettel and Albon. They're the only ones actually just behaving perfectly fine.
Let's take another look at it
Well,
on
add
board.
George to that, actually. 8.
Was Russell alongside on the inside? He was.
Yes.
He was. If that's not alongside Toto, then you need your eyes testing, my friend, because that was enough alongside. Look at this. Look at Perez's wheel. Turns over to the inside line, and look in the braking zone. He moves.
Not predicted to catch your race.
He moves in the braking zone. That was clear violation of the rules.
You can have 9
And yet,
laps
because he
at the
isn't
end of
first driver, he's not in it. Well, he's your consistent driver. Why don't you do something?
Don't like that. That's
George, we were not ahead there.
It's like Toto's gaslighting George into believing he won.
Come on, guys, we need to do something.
That's Ricciardo's radio.
0.5.
That is Russell's radio. We were hearing there saying, come on, I need to do something. Come on. Not working out.
George, we were not ahead there. Yeah, 0.5. Come on.
Is that rephrasing itself?
Front wheel to rear wheel.
Yeah, all the team radios are playing each other. As this is Esteban Ocon. Is he having a move on Lando? This is Danny Ricciardo pulling around the outside, down at the Sainz chicane. And Ocon's going to go for it as well. Ricciardo gives him room. Brilliant move from Esteban Ocon. Right round the outside at turn 11 and makes the move. And this is Verstappen, who's leading the way now by 9.7 seconds to Verstappen.
Lando, car behind Sainz 4 seconds. We are fighting for position.
Just like to point
but
out.
we shouldn't take any risk.
Yeah, right.
With this, Verstappen leads the title by 63 points.
Jeez.
It's dead, isn't it? This title is dead.
Possibly.
Unless he doesn't score in any of the remaining races and Leclerc wins them all.
He
Right,
loses 2
let's
more
hear from
races.
Charles Leclerc.
Devastation. Charles, what happened?
Mistake. As I've been saying, I think I'm performing at my highest level in my career, but if I keep doing those mistakes, then it's pointless to perform at a very high level. I'm losing too many points. I mean, 7 I think was in Imola, 25 here because honestly we probably were the strongest car on track today. So yeah, if we lose the championship by 32 points at the end of the season, I will know from where they are coming from, and it's unacceptable. I just need to get on top of those things.
How do you address that? What do you do? Do you go and speak to somebody?
I don't understand why we don't.
How do you have anyone you can speak to?
I go through the same process all the time, try to analyze. The snap was a bit of a weird one, so look into the data, try to understand if there's nothing that I don't know yet, but to me it's a mistake and that's it.
For someone, you haven't been in this position in your career in Formula 1 before to be fighting for a championship like this. So
Russell,
is there anything else you could do?
Perez.
Maybe, I don't know whether it's getting advice from somebody else in terms of the mind frame during the race. Do you think you ever, it's not a lapse of concentration or anything like that?
No, not really. It's just trying to push too much and I lost the rear. It's been a very difficult weekend for me. I struggle a lot with the balance of the car, like oversteering cars, but when it's warm like this, it's very difficult to be consistent, and I've been very difficult to put laps together, and I did a mistake at the wrong moment, so yeah.
Hopefully you can put it right next weekend. Thanks, Charles. Thank you.
And meantime, in the race as well, as we're back with us, Perez and Russell getting close together. Sainz is on the back of Alonso as well, and that seems to be it. As look at Sainz, is such great speed, trying around the outside, down at turn 11 and 12, and he's taken Alonso. Brilliant move there from Carlos Sainz on fresher tyres. Josh just straight up the inside and getting the move done.
Yeah, that was a really, really easy move. Verstappen's got a 10-second lead on Hamilton. As Sainz fastest lap, fastest overall in all three sectors, with quite some amazing.
I can't believe, yeah, this has been a great French Grand Prix, honestly a great one, but I absolutely cannot believe that Verstappen's got a 63-point gap in the standings at the moment. That's insane. We've got 10 races left after this one, and I can't see Leclerc closing that down. I can't, without Verstappen having serious problems in a few races. Sainz is going to have to take Verstappen out a couple, because I can't see this working. I can't. As Russell closing down again on Sergio Perez as they get to the exit, then down towards turn number 11. Down at the Sainz corner. Is Russell going to look to the inside line? No, Perez too far ahead. Can't make anything there. But you can feel that something is bubbling up. As Perez goes wide, Russell tries the inside line. Hasn't worked out at turn 12 on the Beausset. Russell getting incredibly close at the moment. An incredibly tight position. And Megan Perez just keeps making small mistakes. And it's allowing Russell to close back in again. Oh, Ted.
Carlos Sainz has definitely thrown away a position. He's going to run out of laps. He's quick, but he's going to run out of laps before he gets anywhere near George Russell. So, yeah, it seems like their stretching machine has got more inertia than an aircraft carrier, Crofties. We've seen that all through the years. And just a thought on what Charles Leclerc was saying, Rachel's questions. Leclerc does have advice from Jock Clair, doesn't he? Jock Clair, the ex-Williams, won a championship with Williams in '97 with Jacques Villeneuve, then went to Mercedes, now Ferrari. Jock was brought back in this year, towards the end of last year and this year, to sort of mind coach Charles Leclerc. And he talked about how they'd made a lot of progress, but obviously still some work to do.
Cheers, Ted. Megan, continue with what you were saying.
Hi.
Hello, what were you saying?
What was I saying before?
About how Perez keeps having problems out here. He's losing the time.
Because of him constantly making those small mistakes, like cutting in front of people, he's going to lose massive amounts of time, and I think he might have slight damage to something.
Yeah.
And it
Radio. Yeah, radio. Science radio.
And 5 laps to go. 5 laps to go.
Yellow sector.
Of all the time, the time is to freeze.
Yellow sector 2. Oh, it's going to be. Is that far to Bottas? It's Zhou Guan Yu.
Zhou Guan Yu.
The timing screen is frozen. Virtual safety car might have to get deployed. It's the exit of the final, maybe even full safety car with this lad to go. But
looks like something's cut off and he's just gone on to that
coasted
bit.
off, yeah. Where is that? Exit of turn 6. This will be a virtual safety car. And look at this, they're all getting ready. If it's a full safety car, then I hope Mercedes don't make that mistake, because let's see what's going to happen here. Yellows are out, sectors 1 and 2. Are they going to virtual safety car? So where is Verstappen? Oh, they've all gone through. No one gets a pit stop. They've started lap 50. So virtual safety car comes into an effect, and yeah, Red Bull, no, yeah, we're not going to have time.
The top 4 can handle it.
Yeah, so is anyone going to dive into the pits? Sainz, now. Sainz, come in.
Why? Sainz has already been in.
Oh, yeah, so he has. So I was about to say, get rid of that 5-second time penalty.
He's already done it.
Yeah, correctly reminded Megan, he's already done it.
He should have waited till here.
Well, is anyone got set softs that they can stick on in the top 10 to try and get some times?
No, the person I would suggest pitting though is Vettel. He's been on 30 laps on those halves.
Yeah, if he might get Stroll though.
Oh, Schumacher too.
Schumacher's 14th.
And Albon.
Not going to have time. Not going to have time. Virtual safety car's going to come in quite quickly here, as well as he's pushed behind. Yeah, driver tracker has stopped on all screens. Let's hear from Verstappen.
Can we do a free stop if this stays?
Stand by, Max.
Oh, they want to know, can we go in again?
Driver tracker's fine on my end.
It might be me then.
Virtual safety car ending.
So he's not going to have the time. He's not going to have the time to come into the pit lane then.
He didn't need it. There's 4 laps to go.
Yeah, and look at this. Russell's right in the back as well as they come through, ready to go back to green flag running, which is going to be soon. 10 seconds is the countdown to the virtual safety car ending. It's still out there. It's not coming in, and Russell has to back off, and Perez is going to get such a... What? What?
Why are you backing off so much?
What's happened here? Why is Perez getting so much more time?
Is he still speeding?
I think Perez was told to go, and it hasn't worked out because you've got to match the delta time.
Is he going full racing speed, or at least something similar?
The virtual safety car hasn't actually come in. What's happened? Virtual safety car's still out.
Why? Oh, Perez has realised now.
Yeah, but that virtual safety car should have come in.
Now
we are. Go green. Green flag, green flag, green flag. So, what's going on there? Green flag, race on again.
See, that was a speed
And
flag.
look at that! Perez had a bad restart! And Russell goes round the outside and takes him for 3rd place! George Russell gets the podium away from Perez with an absolute brilliant restart procedure. You were right, it was tactical, it was tactical.
I am so happy.
What a manoeuvre! What a fantastic, clever manoeuvre!
Do not try and get past him, Perez.
He's going to try! He's going to try!
Do not.
Well, he's not going to exactly say just stop, is he? He's going to keep trying to go through. Ted.
George needs this.
The safety car was called. Oh, replay for you, Crofty.
Yeah,
this is Russell coming through again, Megs. Look, green flag's going to be out soon. Ready, steady, go! Perez got a bad restart. Just a terrible restart.
He immediately tried to defend, and him defending, he forgot to put full throttle.
What's that thing about pressing the brake pedal, Megs, as well? Something like that along the line.
Also, like the tortoise on the hare.
Yes. Try and get the driver tracker back operational as well, because we know it went off as well. So do bear with us as it comes back. 33 minutes left of the race, but only 3 laps left. So at the moment, you can see the driver tracker is a little bit blank on our screen. As Josh has disappeared as well. Oh, there we go. Tracker's back and Josh is back. Yay! All okay. All good. But I'll tell you what, Josh, is getting exciting stuff. Oh no, return yourself. Because otherwise it all looks weird.
It's double timing screen.
Yeah, it is double timing screen at the moment. But still, yeah, the timing screens are actually crashing themselves, we understand. But they are updating every now and then. But great restart there, Megan, from Russell and Perez.
He's nearly got a second between them. It's 8 tenths so far.
Ted!
Full safety car, so it wasn't worth anybody pitting. So that came and went. Just a quick one. Oh, is the crowd cheer here? Something going on?
No,
yeah, Sergio Perez and George Russell are coming past you, Ted.
Fine.
Do you not see it?
Well,
they went
there's
very
a pit wall in the way. But I always get suspicious when the crowd starts screaming about something. They would have been happy that Esteban Ocon has indeed overtaken Daniel Ricciardo, and Lance Stroll hanging on now, very for 10th, the last points-paying position, but being pressured by his teammate Sebastian Vettel very strongly from behind.
Driver tracker's back, finally, and apologies to keep losing you on USRN. That's not our intention. Hopefully it's stopped now, as the FOM system's having a few breaks there as well as we come back into position. I tell you what, Josh, the race is on with 2 to go now as well. Verstappen's going to take a win here, but I don't think anybody wanted that. Everybody I've spoke to wanted Ferrari. But I'm going to pick a winner. What's your opinion?
We're interested. It will be good to see Russell get his 5th career podium, but currently it is a battle for 3rd. Perez is trying to get back 3rd, chasing down. And Perez radio.
Oh, okay.
Went out the track at the turn 6.
Big deal.
Perez literally cut across the entire of Le Beauce, and I don't think he'll be anything there.
It's like he went off of track on turn 6. Yeah, big deal.
And
Perez, it's just track limits.
Perez is right on the back here as well. Sergio's going to try and have a little run for the time limit as well. Final lap, last lap to call here, the French Grand Prix. And believe it or not, it's going to be the same 1-2 as it was a year ago. Verstappen and Hamilton 1-2 as it was in 2021.
I just think it's great that Lewis hasn't crashed out of his 300th.
Russell is going to get
Carlos Sainz, driver of the day.
Oh, so Carlos Sainz is the driver of the day. That's great to hear. But is Perez going to get ahead of Russell on this last lap? That's the question. Keep an eye on Verstappen, the driver track, before he comes to the line as well, so we don't miss him as well. He's just coming down the Bistro Straight. Russell is holding off Perez massively now as well. Sainz with 5th in the fastest lap. Started 19th. Will finish his race in 5th. A great day from Sainz here today. But Leclerc, the biggest failure of this race. A brake failure going, a mistake going wide, and he was out of the race. Max Verstappen is going to take a 63-point lead in the championship with less than half the season to go as Perez continues his approach down into the North Chicane, trying to close in on George Russell. It's not working just yet. Already we can see the tricolor flags up in the air, but we're already seeing Perez on the radio attacking.
Russell went out again.
Oh, shut up.
He's trying every tactic in the book, but it's not going to be enough.
Verstappen around the last corner.
Max Verstappen will come into the last few corners as well to try and take victory. Perez is on the inside, can't get past Russell. Max Verstappen, it's 7 times a winner in 2022. It's 7th heaven. Verstappen leads the World Championship by 63 points. Lewis Hamilton will finish in 2nd position in the field, but is in a double Mercedes podium as George Russell comes out the last corner, gets a round of applause, and Russell finishes 3rd. Brilliant for a podium. Perez accepts defeat and coasted across the line, but the two Aston Martins are battling it out for P10. Stroll is ahead of Vettel in the last couple of corners. Vettel goes wide. Stroll takes the inside line. Vettel, though, has got a few opportunities to pass here in Aston Martin. Perez takes the wide line, tries to cut on the inside again. Is he going to do a dive bomb into turn 15? Vettel's thinking about it. Sainz is there going defensive. Vettel's right with him as well.
Got DRS.
Into the braking zone. Now Vettel thinks about the switchback. Stroll goes wide. Perez nearly runs into the back of him. Stroll stopped the car. Stroll takes the last World Championship point. And I don't think Sebastian Vettel is very happy about that one as he coasts across the line, Megan, because that was it was dangerous there. But the race winner.
Saw him go like this.
Max Verstappen, 7 times this year and 27th win of the season ever in the career.
Shame, I think it would have been a good race. Nonetheless, he brought it home.
Good points again, Dan. Really good. Good stuff.
Attaboy, Max. That's a decent result today. Maximum points. Well done.
Yeah, we did well there. Where did Checo finish at the end?
P4.
Okay. Well, still good points for the team in general.
Red Bull, if you're wondering why they say, oh, that's a decent result, they love racing against people. They would have much rather had a great race with Leclerc than win it like that.
I'd much rather win it like that.
But they've won. It's Red Bull's 80th career victory in their career. It's Verstappen's 27th career win as well. Hamilton.
Yes, Lewis. Great drive there, man. What a beautiful bit of work there.
Great job, guys. That's an incredible result for the team. Just shows all the hard work we're doing. Let's keep pushing.
Yes, mate.
Great job, George.
To both of you, really good. We are lacking pace. We know that in certain stages of the weekend when we push so hard to be in the position to win. But 2 and 3 is something.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's awesome. Let's keep pushing, Toto.
And that is now Lewis Hamilton becomes the first driver to finish on the podium in his 300th Grand Prix start and the first driver to finish the Grand Prix on his 300th start. He broke the curse. And this, Megan, is Russell and Perez, because Perez went up the inside and Russell shut the door on him at Le Beauce.
Yeah, the thing is, he was in the racing line, so...
Yeah, that was Perez taking the unusual line from that part of the track, because Russell was on the racing line, you can tell.
And he didn't push him off the track, because all 4 wheels didn't go off.
Should we hear from George Russell?
Perez at the start.
That's a double.
Come on.
Well done. Well
Nicely done. Nicely done. That was a good restart. That was a good restart. Well done, guys. Brilliant result. Brilliant, brilliant.
George Russell finishing in 5th in that race as well. Blimey! 53 laps. I am soaked. Oh my word, you can actually see the sweat patches under my arms from that race. I'm going to have to take this shirt off and let it air out before IndyCar later. What a race. What do you think, Josh and Megan? Best French Grand Prix we've had in this circuit?
Yes, definitely.
I agree. That was a up there with a classic. That was great. That defined the championship. So it's a shame we're not going to have Paul Ricard next year, if the rumours are true, because I think that was a classic. Man, I'm going to miss this place.
Good thing to end it on, though.
We've had some great races this weekend across W Series, Formula 2, Porsche, Super Cup, and Formula 1. Some great racing. Well, I'm looking forward to taking these headsets off and putting the earplugs back in when we do go to the driver interviews as well. We're ready for the podium because, if I'm honest with you, they're getting quite sticky as well. And with the humidity level in the UK today, it's not great, as it's, 29-degree air temperature? In fact, the air temperature here is 29 degrees, the same as it is over in France. And I think we've got the sun as well, haven't we? Yeah.
Yeah, it makes a change from this morning.
But the humidity level is about 50, I think. I'll just check the humidity. Humidity is something it's not telling me. Typical. Loading weather data. Humidity is at... 42. That's quite sweaty as well. Anyway, I'll go for a lie down after this. Don't forget, directly after this show, like literally directly after this show,
oh my, look at that.
We'll be on for the Grand Prix review.
George is the tallest driver on the track, and with his helmet on, he's nearly as tall as that room.
Yes, he nearly is, yeah. I think I have a quick packet of crisps between the two, but we will be on straight after here. As soon as the podium finishes as well, we'll get ourselves together, grab the data together, give us 5 minutes, and then we'll be on air for the Grand Prix review. So stay with us here on the YouTube channel. We'll still be here.
I'm going to have some of that salad thing.
Are you in the review?
No. Oh. I'm really hungry, so I'm going to eat.
Should we have the top three? Let's start off then. Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton and George Russell just getting ready. They need to do an interview. They're getting out the sun because they're in a fight pursuit. It's really hot out there as well.
That guy was just in Max's way for some reason.
He really was, wasn't he? I presume you're disappearing in a second.
I'll stay for the podium.
Oh, I'll keep these on then.
I can go for the podium. I don't care.
You can stay. You can stay. As we get ready then, as they come up, the tricolor flags waving as well. Should we hear from the top three then, finally, if they're going to come through? Because we are waiting to see what's going on. Also, I put a tweet out for the first time during a race. For a long while, I put a tweet out. I don't usually get time to do that, but we were talking to Nico, we were hearing from Clair. Right, here's the top three then, being interviewed by David Coulthard. Talking with DC as well.
George Russell, congratulations. A very hard-fought third place on the podium there. Put us in the cockpit. That was quite a battle with Checo Perez.
Yeah, thank you. I'm absolutely sweated. A bit knackered now, to be honest. It was a long race, tough race. The pace was strong, but we really struggled with the warm-up on that restart, and Checo was all over me. But I was glad to see that checker flag and come home P3.
We just see behind you on the screen here the initial contact you had at the chicane. You were quite vocal to your team, and we heard Toto saying, right, get focused, get on with the job. And then the opportunity came to you later in the race.
Yeah, I mean, I saw him struggling when Sainz got past. I knew I had that one opportunity. For me, I was down the inside. The rules are pretty clear. It's from front wheel to rear wheel when you're on the inside. That's what I had. Didn't really leave me much space, but nevertheless, glad I could carry on, bring it home P3 and 2 podiums for Mercedes. It's great.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've had 2 Mercedes drivers up there together, so it'll be welcome to see you there beside Lewis. Congratulations on the podium, and we'll see you in Budapest.
Thank you.
So Lewis Hamilton, congratulations, second place. We didn't see a lot of you during that race. We didn't see a great deal of you during that race. You were running alone for most of it, but that's a really strong result.
Well, I have to always give it up to this big crowd we have here in France. This is the biggest crowd I think we've had here. Merci beaucoup. What an amazing weather we've had. And that was actually a tough race because my drinks bottle didn't work. But what a great result, considering we've been so far off these guys all weekend. Reliability is one thing that my team's been amazing at, so a huge congratulations to the team back at the two factories, the team here who, without them, we couldn't get this podium. And George did an amazing job today as well. So.
Explain to the viewers at home, no drink bottle, how much weight would you have lost during that Grand Prix, one of the hottest of the season?
I didn't see my weight just now, but I would imagine probably around 3 kilos. So, yeah, it's enough. I'm looking forward to downing the rest of this drink, and I wish everyone back home, hope they've had an amazing Sunday.
Okay, Lewis, just one more quick one. Qualifying pace didn't seem like you'd move forward, but the race pace, once again, very strong. What can we hope for Budapest next Grand Prix?
Budapest? Well, firstly, I love it in Budapest. I'm super excited to see the crowd there. And I mean, it's going to be hard to beat the Ferraris and the Red Bulls. You see they have the pace advantage still. But I'm hoping we will bring some sort of upgrade to that track and hopefully take a step forward closer to them. And, you know, you can see us in the race. We can at least lean on them a little bit. So hopefully in that race, even closer.
Okay, Lewis, go and get yourself a drink. Thank you very much, and well done on your podium. And ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the French Grand Prix, Max Verstappen. So that was a kind of race of two halves for you. We had that first half where you were battling hard and close with Charles, putting pressure on him. He was handling that very well. And then once you made that early stop, we now know that Charles lost the rear at turn 11. So talk us through those two phases of the race. And we also heard you very sportingly ask your engineer, was Charles okay?
Yeah, I mean, I think we had really good pace from the start. I was putting pressure on Charles, but following around here with this heat, you know, the tires are overheating a lot, so I could never really like go for a move, only once, you know, into turn 11. But yeah, we just tried to stay calm, tried to stay close. Of course, we pitted a bit earlier, and yeah, from there onwards, you never know how the race is going to go. But the car was quick today, and of course, unlucky for Charles. I hope he's okay. And from there onwards, I just did my race, looked after the tires. Because of the pit lane, of course, being so long, you couldn't do another stop. So you had to stay out, but the tires were wearing a lot. So it was all about just looking after the tires to the end.
Well, you obviously managed the race extremely well. I'm just fascinated by the psychology of your battle with Charles. He's the man that's running you closest in the championship so far. Does this feel like any other victory, or does it feel slightly less when you know that your main competitor wasn't there battling with you right to the end?
I always just try to get the most points possible, and of course, you know, some moves you see they're on, and sometimes you have to just back out and wait maybe for the end of the race, and that's what we did. And I mean, there are plenty more races to come where you have to score points. So yeah, in that aspect, I think today was a great day.
It was a great day indeed. If we can maybe just throw it forward, not long until we go to Hungary before your summer break, what do you think the characteristics of that racetrack should suit?
We still have a bit of work to do over a single lap especially, so we'll just keep working.
Okay, Max, congratulations. Go and enjoy the podium.
Absolutely. I think we'll all be enjoying the podium as well. Megs and Josh up there as well. We're going to stay on this camera angle because I think we're going to hear the cool-down room shortly as well. Carlos Sainz is officially the driver of the day as well, so he's done remarkably well.
Got 40% of the vote.
40% of the votes to get that win.
Isn't that 2 in a row he's got it now?
He won at Silverstone, I know that, didn't he?
I know he won last time though too.
I'll check.
He did win it at Silverstone, I definitely know that, 110%, yeah. As we're just getting the graphics ready for Formula 2. Let's listen to the drivers in the cool-down room now.
For the go at it, and here's George Russell and Lewis Hamilton. I think we maybe just better listen to this, Crofty.
No water, Audrey.
No more Georgie.
Do you want more water? You want more water? Oh, yeah. You just made a mistake, huh?
Lewis is lying on the floor, by the way.
Throttle blockage? Yeah, that's what they say on the radio.
What, his throttle came back in?
No, throttle block in the corner, like that.
Oh, what's happened here? Can we hear them? Have they disappeared? Where's Max in this little situation? Okay, that seems to be all we've got. Lewis Hamilton's laying on the floor. Go on, Josh.
Driver of the day in at British Grand Prix.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
And Schumacher was driver of the day at Austria.
we're going to hear from Max now. The mic's not working again.
I love how Max just had to avoid Lewis on the floor. He probably walked in there just like, what the hell is Lewis doing?
Well, to be fair, it's not the first time.
We'll listen in a few moments to the conversation.
Yeah, because we're not hearing it, Crofty, are we? As the music builds up in the background anyway. Right, that gave us time, though, to get all those graphics sorted as well for the 3 support series we have to cover as well. In a second, don't worry, Josh, I'll let you go because you need to get some things as well, and it'll be quicker. I'll run through everything, and it's all 3 of us in for IndyCar, me, you, and Tinsel. As they come through, onto the podium now.
I'm tired.
Stand up to the attention. You can sit down. See, national anthem, though, of the Netherlands coming up. It's not a great fall for Ferrari if it's customary if you follow F1. Most people saw this coming from history. We've all been saying it all weekend long. Are Ferrari is the reliability going to handle the heat? And it didn't. George Russell in 3rd position gets his 5th ever career podium as well and 4th for the podium of the season. Lewis Hamilton, his 300th Grand Prix start, gets his 186th career podium. Mercedes get their 261st. Get their podium number 272 now in their career. But for Max Verstappen, it's win number 27, podium number 69. For Red Bull, win number 80 and podium number 220 of their career. And in his honour, we will hear the Dutch national anthem at the top step of the podium. And now the Austrian national anthem for Red Bull. Live national anthems out there on the grid as well, if you're wondering why we could play them without saying anything, because it was performed live as well. 27 race wins, Megs. 7th win of the season. Max Verstappen is unstoppable.
Yes.
Say again.
I wouldn't be surprised if he won every other race.
Charles Leclerc and Ferrari are going to have a big thing to do here at the Lenovo French Grand Prix. Red Bull pick up another Grand Prix trophy. As I said, their 80th career win, their 220th podium. Lewis Hamilton, his 300th Grand Prix start, gets a trophy. And that means a lot to him. He's getting close to that top steps. That's his first second place of the year.
Aww.
Toto there, as well as Susie. And now, George Russell, 5th podium of his career.
Did they really just give
yes.
second first, and then third second?
Yeah, they've done it a bit wrong there. And now, at your feet, because it's time for the most famous music in all the world. As the champagne flies, it's time for Carmen to play over. It was devised here in France, so it's their traditional music. Believe it or not, if I can get it on. That's not it. I'm going to have to wait 15 seconds. Thanks, YouTube ads. Should really download that. But it's Max Verstappen who takes victory. Lewis Hamilton is second. George Russell finishing in third place as well. Another great performance from them. I hate these
Let's hope it isn't
unskippable
a
ads.
double ad.
No, I hate these unskippable ads by YouTube. Okay, let's get Carmen in. And it's disappeared. Overtune. There we go.
There.
It's champagne time in France. Viva la Verstappen! As he's taken victory here today. Lewis Hamilton second. George Russell is third. And they get on the top step of the podium. Mercedes are getting one step closer. The Hungarian Grand Prix next as well. It's going to be a very interesting one as well. Right, to you quickly then, Josh. What was your moment of the race? How did you find the French Grand Prix?
It was probably one of the best Grand Prix that the Paul Ricard circuit
That's on,
has given us. We thought last year was good. What about today?
Even better.
That was amazing. My moment of the session, probably Leclerc wanting to hug the barriers.
Megan, yours?
I'm just really, really glad that it wasn't boring.
Yes,
And
we're all
it's-
glad of that.
I was very shocked by Clair.
Yeah.
That was a shocking moment.
I'll admit, the Clairs was a bit of a big one. Okay, let's take a look then how they finished the French Grand Prix. For those of you disappearing on USRN, it's Verstappen who wins the race from Hamilton second. Russell finishes third. Perez is fourth. Sainz fifth. Alonso sixth. Norris is seventh. 8th for Ocon, 9th Ricciardo, 10th is Stroll, Vettel 11th, Gasly 12th, Albon 13th, Bottas is 14th, Schumacher 15th, and out of the race was Zhou, Latifi, Magnussen, Leclerc, and Tsunoda. Okay, that about wraps it up for us here as well. My thanks to Josh Plays, my thanks to Megan Burch throughout the weekend as well. We'll be back for IndyCar later on tonight. Don't forget, if you're listening on the YouTube channel as well, we'll be live straight after this for all of the action from the Grand Prix review. And to those of you listening on USRN, you can join us at the same time or on YouTube later for IndyCar as well. So join us on both for that later. Now on YouTube, it's the Grand Review as well. My thanks to Josh, my thanks to Megan. Well, what can we hear? Sacre bleu for Charles Leclerc and Ferrari. Molto bene for Max Verstappen. Viva la Verstappen! We'll see you next time out at the Hungaroring in Budapest. Bye for now. That was quite good to me.